You know, X actually looks pretty good on a 2-2 reversal if it'll unfold. Break above. Looks like yesterday's high of 25.97.
Yeah, let me take a look.
It's a good setup for a 50-cent move. And then if it can get above yesterday or day before yesterday's high, then looking at almost 27, if you get a full dollar move.
Yeah, for X, that would be good.
If it can just do it now. I've got my clock cleaned. When you mentioned Walmart, I kind of wiggled in my seat a little bit because I was like, oh man, I got chewed up one time.
Walmart. Oh, Walmart spanked me last week when I thought it was breaking over 141 and went right back down.
Yeah, I've gotten caught with Walmart. You know, a lot of people complain about AMD, but to me, Walmart has done more damage than AMD ever has.
Yeah, I might take a look at Walmart over 144.
Morning, everybody.
Hey, Jerry.
Morning, Jerry.
Anything good going on out there?
Index went up almost $30.
Because
I think they had some news. They signed an agreement.
Which we took off.
Myrna's got earnings coming up. They had a pretty good push yesterday.
Yeah, Myrna has earnings tomorrow. But Index, I guess they had a European agreement to purchase 200 million doses of their COVID. So it shot up $30 in about 2 minutes.
Yeah, Jerry, you might have to mute us all and then we'll unmute ourselves.
Oh, it's all right. I just mute around 9:29 or something.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, we've had interference about the first hour and a half.
Yeah, Jerry, just mute us all right now because there's too much noise going on in the background.
Yeah, I had.
There you go. Anybody wants to talk, they just unmute. There you go.
Man, did you see there was a guy yesterday that bought Myrna calls, I think 420s. He had like 50 of them, made $1 million.
What the hell? Really?
Yeah, $1 million. I mean, they're when you look at Myrna today, if it gets going, there's a whole bunch of 420 calls. Jerry, we got to figure out how that Wells works because there were people buying the hell out of that thing yesterday.
Yeah. This morning, Myrna's down, which would be a good buy area if this thing wants to continue for earnings. So right now it's down about $10. So we could quickly fill this gap this morning, guys. So Myrna, I'm gonna go ahead and pull Myrna up and get it ready. I gotta tell you though, it can be kind of spready and it needs a lot of volume to get in and out of this thing pretty quickly. Sometimes it's a pain in the ass to get out of. But if there's that much buying, shouldn't be a problem to get out. No banks, what does it look like?
About Hood?
What's that?
Robinhood. Hood.
Oh, yeah, Hood. Yeah, it moved.
Yeah,
up
watch out.
$10.
They get options today too.
What's
Yeah,
that?
Hood has options now.
Oh, does it? Nice. I think it's going to puke. Those IPOs, they'll usually run, then they'll come back down and base, and then they'll finally start to pick back up after several months. Could take off, though. Novak's coming down this morning. It could be a gap deal. Who knows? Hood. Let's take a look at Hood. In the neighborhood. Who's in pretty good right now? It's consolidating. Here's the points on Hood. If it breaks below 51.90, it's short. If it breaks 55.37, it's long. So All I'm doing is just consolidating right here. Here's the high from yesterday. It needs to break that high there, or it needs, if it breaks the low, pre-market low, short, or not the low. This this point here, it's consolidation. It consolidated around 51.62. So resistance can become support. Is what I'm saying. So it breaks below support. You can see 49.02 and then come on down. It really needs to break $55 or 54.50. We'll take it to 55.37. Needs to break 55.37. You're gonna take it long. That's key areas to watch. Just a chop around the inside here. Trying to come up. There's a could pop right here to open. Let's take a look at the higher time frames right quick. 7-11. Oh shit! Look here on the daily. Tesla's broke out of the daily, trying to come back and touch. So break and retest. So Tesla, if it breaks long this morning, it could come back up and touch yesterday's high. So Tesla's gonna be long over 7-11, and we'll target pre-market high 7-17. So that could be a really nice one too, right here at open. Yes, sir. Take a look at Roku right quick. All right, if you look at Roku pre-market here, see it's chopping sideways. It's consolidation. Consolidation break. It could go lower. It's in a pretty good downtrend on the higher time frames. If Roku breaks 411.69, it's short. If it breaks 416 or 415.90, it's short. Target yesterday's low, 412. 412. If it breaks 412 after 10 o'clock, it'll be short too. More than likely, it'll pick up here at open.
Rough.
Roku has earnings after the market close.
Thank you.
NVIDIA is popping right now.
Nice. Etsy's pushing right here at open. Etsy breaks, you can see 194 and new highs. Let's take a look at the lower time frame.
Amazon's
Higher.
popping too.
All right, Etsy's got gap fill. If it breaks 194.24, it gap fills at 197. What was that? I'm sorry. Which one? Amazon. Okay.
Amazon
Amazon's got that big old gap fill.
and NVIDIA.
Big old gap fill. Yeah. All right, guys. If Amazon breaks 33.90, it'll be long. Probably gonna be long at open. Wait on a pullback here as the market opens, and then it hop back in. All right, here we go. Just trying to come back down. Value gapped up. Ooh, shop's taking off right now. Amazon hammer. Myrna's trying to break right now. The top side. VA gap down. Fiverr's breaking pivot high on 15, trying to come up. HD come down, retest, trying to push back up. Nvidia's going. Just be careful. Tesla's still inside. Nvidia. Nvidia's gonna be long as soon as it goes back solid green here. So if Nvidia breaks 201, it's long. Trying to come back up through range. You could see 208.75, 212 ref strap.
Space running.
Tesla's going. Baidu's long. Nvidia's long. Tesla coming up. Tesla likes to run right here to open. Texas long. Baidu coming up. Novak's pushing up here. I said Novak's probably going to give it back here in just a second. The video or test is long here, guys. We're going to target 726. First target 720. The video gap filling here. Murner coming down. PMG style. Baba's ripping this morning. Costco's pushing. Lulu's long. Costco long. They're fucking off the chain, man. They are off the chain. NVDA is coming down here. If it breaks the low of the day, it's going to be short. Target's going to be 197.90. I say it's going to bounce and push back up, though. No backs is short for gap fill. No backs is short for gap fill here, guys. You want to wait till it breaks the low.
Yeah, Roku's pushing up.
Roku. Oh shit, Etsy gapped up this morning. Etsy needs to break 193.70. And it'll be long. Builder. Ooh, Amazon fish to go. Builder's pushing up here. Some nice ones. Amazon's long.
AMD's crazy.
Ain't no joke, is it? AMD ain't gonna stop. Murner short for gap fill. The video fill on the gap. BA coming up, filling the gap this morning. Roku's pulling back. Roku touched pivot 15, pivot high on 15, trying to reject. Remember, Roku's been dying. Remember, in the first 30 minutes a day, I'm only scalping. I'll be in and out in less than a minute. I mean, it could sometimes be 15 seconds. If you're new to trading, wait. You want to wait till 9:45, 10 o'clock to take any kind of trades. No, you can get hurt. Yeah, it can get hurt. Damn, BDA, what you doing here? A lot of these tickers that pushed just immediately came right back down. Baba's still pushing here. BA's pulling back slightly. AMD's running here, guys. AMD. AMD's long. Baidu ripping. Baidu's ripping. Shot going. AMD, there she goes. There's no stopping AMD. I don't know what to think about it. Look at that measure move on the weekly. It's going to get there. Measure moves like 120, 124. Shopify's long. AMD. Yeah. Incredible. Absolutely fucking incredible. At a shop. B8's pushing this morning too, guys. BMG style. Target on B8 229, breaks 229 and come on up. PMG style still. Shop still going. Open another entry back in the shop there. Shop breaks the high. I can see 1559 today.
Hood's ripping.
What's ripping?
Hood. Robin Hood.
Oh, damn. We're buying a hell of that, aren't they? 560. Shit. Look at that candle. Ooh. Nice. Shopify to the moon. Shopify's to the moon. Shop 2124 hour comeback through range. I can see 1545 and then 60. You see it's a break and a retest on the weekly here. It can come up and see 1650 this week.
NVIDIA is coming back.
Yes, sir. Myrna's broke. Myrna's long right now. Myrna is long. I'm looking to get back in the shop. Myrna's long here, guys. Breaking high today. This damn thing right here, Myrna can freaking rip all day. And the video's gonna be long. It breaks high of the day. Myrna's long. Novak's long. Okay, so doing here. Starbucks is short. PMG. Target yesterday as well. Bob is moving. Still moving. Oh shit, we're missing zone. What the heck? AMD 118 brings 119. Zoom pulling back slightly here. No entry till it breaks the high. It's got a real bad habit about pushing up and open and coming right back down. Baidu's still pushing here. Bobby hit pivot high 15. Baidu's long. Target 60 pivot high. 1, 2. Myrna. AMD's not stopping. Put halted.
Net NET.
Oh, nice. Okay. Net. Net pushing. Breaking through a half 5 minute. Hammer on the weekly. That up on the month. Trying to break consolidation on 4 hours. Scan. Come on. Shot pulling back. Ooh, there's Amazon trying to go again. Etsy. Oh shit. Etsy's long here. Etsy's long for gap, Phil. Baidu's still going. Oh shit.
Dude, Robinhood is manipulating the shit. Look at this thing.
Yeah, they're dirty as hell. Right on dirty.
I don't think NVIDIA is going to get through this 201. Looks like it's stuck again.
It does. Oh, yeah, if you're in.
It almost looks like they did an upside halt on Hood.
Yeah, they did. There's a stock on our halt. PFA. A lot of buying on PFA on the $49 calls. They're buying on the ass side. I guess calls them morning. They're expecting to roll a morning now. Or not.
And also, Pfizer is applying to be just a regular approved vaccine, not just for emergency use. So that's why it might also be going up.
All right, guys. If AMD breaks back above 117.70, it'd be long. Target 118.33. I step back, pull up VIX here. Let's see it. All right, we got a hammer on VIX. We need VIX to start pulling back down, filling this gap. And then we'll see the market start pushing here. Etsy's still on for gap fill here. If it crosses back above today's high, it'll be long again or add to it. Fire's making a pretty good push this morning. AMD's long, target 118.33. It's best if you wait till it breaks the high of the day. Guess it's trying to come back up here. This is kind of choppy right now. It's inside a chop. I want to show you this 5-minute chart here. The consolidation. Anytime we're inside a consolidation, it's anything can happen. That's why it's best to wait till we break outside this range here. Because anytime price is inside of here, it can do whatever it wants. You can go say high, you can stay in the middle, go to the bottom. That's why it's best to get outside of that. Anything inside this pivot high and pivot low consolidation range or chop. It's a compound inside bar. So it's best to stay outside of it. Your best trades for the newer traders is outside these ranges. It's outside. AMD's longer. Add to it here, guys. I'll give you an early entry into it. It's still pushing for gap fill. The video's trying to come up. Tesla's trying to come up. Momo Hammer AMD. It's a nice pullback. Profit taker for this next leg up here. Etsy filling gaps. Etsy fills the gap at 198.02. Test is coming up. The video popping up. Yes, sir. I love the first 50-minute candle inside up. Shop's going to break the top when it does this long. There goes Tesla's long. Tesla long, boy. Out of shop. I'm not saying I'm long. I'm not 10 o'clock. Quite a big ass spike on Etsy. Love it.
What do you think in the video here? 3 touches on the 5-minute?
Yeah, I'd wait. To get in it. I'd want to see a new high.
Unfortunately, I'm already in there.
Yeah, just have to wait on it, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could come up. There could be enough strength to push it right through there. It needs to come up and make a new high, I can tell you that. Rejecting here can come right back down to 199. If you're going to put a stop on it, your stop should be at 197.80. And really, 199.60 is a really good stop too. Just have to pick one. Which one you're willing to do? How much risk you want to take? If I was pushing here, I love that first 15-minute candle. Absolutely love it. It's coming on back down. Amazon trying to go short, we'll move shoot down. But yeah, he's back down inside, lower 25% candle. Fire's pushing here. It's come back down. I went ahead and took mine. I caught a big old spike on Etsy. That's coming down. Really coming down. Tesla needs a hold. Well, he just looked up. There should be some support around the 711. If it breaks through there, it's going to continue to chop again the rest of the day. Test. AMD coming back down. A lot of stuff pulling back. VIX is coming up here. A lot of stuff's coming down. Or actually, no, VIX is coming down. It's a good sign. It should push the market up with it. So to keep on SPY here. Go up. Gap. AM or SPY likes filling these gaps, man.
Hey, Jerry, can you take a look at Square for me? I'm short in it right now from 268, but I want to see when I should look to cover.
SQ. Yep. All right, guys. SPY breaks 440.12 be long. SQ. You said you're short in it?
Yeah, I'm short in it from 268.
Okay. Yeah, nice. Your target's going to be that pivot low 15. It's looking really good here. So 262 is your first target.
Okay.
Same thing. If it breaks 262, you can see 248.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So,
I was looking at the
support.
248. I wasn't sure if it could go that low or not.
Oh, absolutely. Sure.
Awesome. Okay. I'm just going to hang on to it. I've actually covered 1/4 of the position. I have 500 shares, but I covered 125 shares, but
yeah,
I'll keep the other 375.
Yeah, well, you see on the weekly, it's got 3 rejects from this top of this resistance here.
Okay.
It's rejected 3 different times. Each time it came down to 192.
Okay.
So
Awesome.
this thing can die, man. It can come down. Say 248. From 248, you can see 224.
Awesome.
Down to 198 on the weekly. Shit.
All right. Thanks, man.
Nice one. If I was in it though, I'd put my stop right at 260, 265.
Okay.
Lulu, yeah, Lulu's a beast, man. Lulu's a beast. Cost too. If we get a cost push back up on cost, it's been long again. Lulu has got the most beautifulest monthly, weekly I've seen in a long time. Pretty clean. You see on the weekly break retest there, push up. AMD trying to Momo hammer back up. Lulu's a beast.
Jerry,
Breaking that monster.
check JD.
JD. JD's nice. Starting to slow down a little bit. See the candles getting smaller on the 5-minute there. JD's got resistance 72.65. It's breaking through there, but we got to remember price expands on these areas here. Could start to roll over. Be careful. On the 5-minute, let me show you on this. It's important to watch these bodies of the candles too. It tells you when volume's starting to decrease. Fiber still pushing here. Fiber hit pivot low, our target on a 60-minute. It breaks through there. You see a pivot high on the 60.
Okay, cool.
It's still
Thank you.
pushing right here.
So you think
Yeah,
it's got to clear what, like 73.25 to feel comfortable that it's already
Yeah,
73?
yeah. We got to make sure that it expands past through that pivot. The bodies of the candles are getting smaller and it's starting to wick. It could start to roll over or pull back pretty good right in here. So just be careful.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, we got to make sure press expand. We got a clear break. And it can break. It can break through there and keep going on, but who knows?
Roku's dying right now.
Or
I love the short Roku here. I'm gonna show this. I'm gonna pull the 60 up and show you a trend line on it. Right here. So it can expand through there and then bounce and come right back down. Right here in this area it's sideways. So there's a lot of range in there. There's a lot of money. You can make quite a bit of money in here, but it's in reality it's doing this.
Yeah, that's why I was saying 73.25 is definitely a breakout.
This is trying to go short. Ooh, Amazon short here. Amazon short for all yesterday. Okay. SQ breaks pivot low on the 15. It is short.
Yeah, that's a beautiful play that I'm in right now. That thing just looks like it could die.
Yeah, it's nice.
Unbelievable.
like it's okay. Now I can again.
I'm looking for breaks and retests on these things right here. Lulu's got a double top on the 15er. Let's pull up for okay. Marner breaks 397.60. It's long again. Same with Novak. I tell you what, pretty soon, guys, AMD is going to get one hell of a pullback. I don't know when, but it's due for one. And I'm talking about it's due for a big one. Might not be today. Might not be tomorrow. But it's due for one. NVIDIA broke and retested this pivot on the 15 a couple times here. Still kind of strong. Let's see if we can't go. We can't take a Etsy back down here. So Etsy's 25% below the high of the day. Trying to go short here. Etsy be short when it crosses 195. First target 194. And then 192. Etsy's gonna be short right now. It filled that gap to the penny. Tesla's trying to go short. Baidu's trying to go short. I love it. In the first hour of the day, man, these things go red to green, green to red very quickly. Baidu's short here. First target 165, then 164. Etsy's short here. Roku broke yesterday's low. It's gonna be short.
So NVIDIA just needs to break today's lower day.
Yeah, NVIDIA, hopefully if you're long in it, it needs to keep bouncing right here. So if you look at the 15-minute pivot, it's bounced twice and rejected, which is a good sign.
Yeah, I cut it earlier.
Yeah. So really, your safest bet is when it breaks out of this consolidation. If it breaks 196, it could see 194 and then 191. So it's right here. We got two dojis. You don't know what the hell it's going to do. Every time it's got to this pivot, it's bounced. It's bounced.
Okay, so you wouldn't look to short it until 196. If
Yeah,
it's under there.
Yeah, until it gets below this line here.
Okay.
Right now
Thanks.
it's bouncing. Well, right now it's just bouncing on top of this thing. So it's a break and it's retesting really. But you can't hang in here. I mean, that's $3 or $4. It's not safe. Not safe. It's better to wait till it breaks here, the high, or here. And you target that body's in the way. It's inside, basically what it's doing. It's basically just stomping inside.
Myrna just broke high of day.
Nice. Myrna's a
Quickly
beast.
pulling back, but it's trying.
Yeah, it needs to break at least 398.20. Volume's decreasing a little bit. Tell you what, market is choppy, guys. The market's very choppy right now. If you get anything before 10 o'clock, it's gotta be super, super quick. Gotta be super quick.
Lulu going again.
Yeah. Lulu ain't gonna stop, is she? D-Dog's pushing me. Market is a choppy mess. A choppy mess. It gives you a signal and then it turns against you. I got stuff that it gives you a signal and it goes against you. And that's just how it goes sometimes. Don't mean that I'm doing something wrong. It just, the market sometimes does what the market wants to do. And I would take the same signals a million times. I'm not going to swap it up because it failed a few times. It's not going to happen. I trust my strategy 100%. 110%. D-Dog's pushing. Wants to stay at 119.43. If it's on my screens, it's got a lot of potential. D-Dog breaks 115.8 or 115.80 is long. I'd wait though until 10 o'clock. Take anything. AMD's Momo hammer up here. So AMD's pushing. Now it needs to spawn back. Now it needs to cross 119.35. Marina broke the high and then pulled right back. We'll wait till 10 o'clock. That's what they're doing. CRWD's pushing here. Lulu's not stopping. Now Lulu, just a few minutes ago, was a double top on the 15. Fiver's pushing. Yeah, wait, hold on. Fiver inside up. Gone. There's some I want to show you it's a 2-1-2-4 hour trying to come back up the range. It could see 260. It's making higher lows on the weekly. It is a kind of a flat top. There's some support or resistance at 259.30. It made a higher low on the daily as it tries to come back up. Fiverr can quickly come up to 249 if it wants to, very quickly. And overall it wants to see 260. I want to show you here on the 60 what I see. I see different things on every time frame. The higher the time frame, AMD's long, the higher the time frame, shop's long. The higher the time frame, the stronger the signal. On Fiverr here, it's coming up against this the pivot low here. So what can happen is it broke down, even though it's 2-1 on the or 2-2 back on up on the 4 hour. It can reject off this level here, so it broke through. So it's a breakthrough, all right. And now it can retest and go down. It could start to push back up through here. If we get a pullback or a retest the upside, it'll take it long. The target being 252. At the base here would have been a good area to get in. 5 minute. Every time frame, it's the same signal, it's just different time frame. But we see price come down, it consolidates sideways, it breaks. We could took it when it broke this area here and target the body, the wick, the body, and of course, ultimately, the pivot low. Now we want to see a break and a close above the pivot and a push up, at least a pullback to the upside here. We'll target this area here. Even though this is a 60-minute, this same pattern here applies to 5 minute, the 15, the 30, and the 60. The patterns are always the same for every time frame, even on the higher time frames. Same pattern, same damn pattern. There's nothing different about it. Right now we see Fiverr on the 5 minute chopping sideways here. All we're doing is looking for consolidation breaks. That's all. Of course, the flat tops and the pivot breaks are the easiest to spot, but these breaks, these flat top breaks happen on all time frames. Sometimes they're marked, sometimes they ain't. Right now, this is chop. This is sideways movement here. To take this thing long, it needs to break the high here. If this thing starts to come back down and breaks the chop to the downside, you want to wait till it breaks this area here. We target the pivot high here. All right, for a retest or a push through it, and then we test the pivot low here. Overall, it's in an uptrend, kind of chopped on the way up. Right. So every time frame has different things going on. You got to, piece the picture together to see what's going on with it. So I'll kind of show you. I think it's important for me to walk through what I'm seeing. And you can kind of come to your own conclusions, kind of see where price is going to go in the future. So we see higher lows on the weekly and higher highs. It's kind of inside. We had a semi hammer last week. Automatically on the 4 hour, we got a 2-1-2 reversal come back through. We got a lot of red candles come back through, so I can quickly come back through these candles. Then we have this 2 down, 2 up on the dailies. It makes higher highs here in the channel. A lot of times when they 2-2 back up on the daily, they'll quickly come back through this red candle here. They'll usually do it in one day. Let's go to lower time frames. Lower time frames, I see it breaking through the 60, trying to retest it. So it needs to close above the 60. But before it can do that, it needs to break out this consolidation right here on the 5 minute. It needs to break out this sideways movement here. So it broke through here. It would have been long inside. As it breaks and retests in one candle, it pushes back up. It starts tracking sideways here.
How I can schedule showing from you behavior because I'm not ready.
Honey, what do you want to go see that house?
Hey,
for?
Jerry, what do you think of Clorox?
I just want to see it desperate. I don't know. I just want to see the house.
I looked at that thing last night. That damn thing got puking. What's it doing today?
It's
Looks pretty
pushing
good
up.
right now.
It has big territory. It has
2-2. Got it. Oh,
Honey, we
it's
can't
a-
afford that thing.
I might have to mute you. Just come back on after I mute you. Clorox, not too bad. Looks like it's gonna gap fill. It broke through the pivot on the 5 minute here. It's starting to reject. So of course to enter this thing for gap fill, it needs to break the high of the day. It's so close to psych number 2. I'd let it break at 167.10.
Mm-hmm.
It should be long.
Thanks, Jerry.
You're very welcome. Ooh, Baidu's almost to the low. SQ's almost your target there. SWKS coming down to pivot low. Anything that breaks pivot low is going to be short. Lulu's still flushing. Lulu broke consolidation on the 15th, pushing up. Zoom's consolidating near the top. It's flagging out. If it breaks the high of the day, it's long. BA's looks like it's trying to curl. Etsy's still pushing. VIX almost filled that gap. Anybody that was in SPY, could have took it from that gap fill there. I don't trade SPY that much. So we'll fill that gap. It's going to take time. Microsoft. Markers flagging, making lower highs, higher lows. These are break 398.20. SWKS is trying to break pivot low on the 15. Microsoft's chopping on the 5 minute. Let's pull up SWKS. SWKS. Markers trying to break again here. AMD's pulling back here pretty damn hard. I'm telling you, man, AMD is gonna have a major pullback. SWKS is short here. SWKS breaks consolidation on the 15.30. Target's going to be pivot low 60. 177.42. Normal shooter on the weekly. Dang.
Would you add to SWKS if you're upside down?
If you're already short in it, or if you're
No.
down on it.
No, I'm down on it. I'm down 14%.
No, I wouldn't add to it. I would not add to it.
Okay. Hold it or just unload?
Yeah. Oh, you went long on it or something?
Yeah. Yeah. Mhm.
Yes.
A while ago, I was
wait.
trying to swing it.
Yeah, just wait because it could reject here and push back up. I tell you what, if it breaks below 185, I'd cut it. Yeah, Myrna's long here. Yeah, let me pull up the 30 right quick. This thing was moving up pretty good. It could reject, it could bounce, and then come back through range. So just be careful. Just wait.
Yeah.
It's still got this big gap to fill.
Actually, it just bounced right now, believe it or not.
Yeah, it could definitely go into. Novak's is fixing to break.
Runner.
Myrna broke. Shop's fixing to break. I'm gonna hammer up. SQ broke pivot low here.
Yeah, that's an unbelievable trade for me. I just covered another 125 shares, so I have 250 left.
And plus it's coming in this big old green candle, which is basically like a gap.
You think I should just keep holding the 250?
Yeah, I would I'd put my stop at 262 30.
Okay.
Because it could expand through this range and come back through.
Okay. It's been an amazing trade, so I'm
It was just easier to do that than to try to do.
$2,800.
Yeah, good job.
You're watching and learning. This is what you gotta do.
It's nice. You trade Roku much anymore?
It's been so choppy. I've been kind of shying away from it a little bit until it decides what it's going to do. But I'm actually short in it right now from 420. But I'm thinking about cutting because I'm thinking it's going to reverse here off this bottom opening range breakout, maybe.
Yeah, Roku's. You know, if you look at the higher time frames on that thing,
No.
it really wants to die.
Yeah.
It can do just like SQ, come back down and touch yesterday's lows on Roku.
When Mona just dropped $5. Good grief. I don't know how you can trade that.
It's gotta be quick. I'm not usually getting
Yeah.
this thing. The market's been choppy as a whole ever since open. So I'm mostly just scalping this thing. Shops long here. So me here lately, the market's chopping as a whole. It's not trending or anything like that. So on the bigger tickers, I'm usually in and out. I'm out before any kind of pullback happens. I'd rather take small wins all day and stop that. Yeah, it's like Lulu, it's pushing, but it pulls back just as fast. Zoom's breaking out here, guys. Zoom is 212 up, continuing measure notice, and it's 222.15, but it's really an inside candle. BA's 22 back up, trying to come back up to a high 15. Yeah, I'm not in them long at all.
Whoever was talking about SQ, it looks like it's at the bottom of its average daily range, so it might push up here. Just take a look.
I actually just covered all of it after it hit that 262.30 that Jerry told me.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm out. Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks. I would have gotten out of it a long time ago. So Jerry kept me on pace there, so it's good.
A bit of extra money out of it anyway.
Yeah, quite a bit actually. About an extra $4.
Damn,
So
can't beat that. That's what I'm talking about. Commas are really the safest way to go. There's no IV, there's no theta, there's no decay of any sort. It's just safer. It's still pushing here. Edgy PMG right up to touch 200 and 205. There's a flat top breakout here. Let me show you on the 5 minute here. So right off the bat, we see these wicks in this area here. Every time it came to this area here, it rejected 3 different times. So in order to get through this area here, you need a lot of buyers to step in to push it through. This area now can become support. So it was resistance, now taking a support on this. But you want to be aware of any areas wicking and rejecting. So this area here. If you look back at the past of these candles here, it'll basically tell you the story, because these patterns can repeat as the day progresses. Now, see it push up, pulls back, breaks through. All right, it breaks through resistance, or this right here. Now, when it breaks through, it can do a couple things. It can start chopping sideways. It could come back and retest this area and then push up. Or if it wants to, it can just completely reverse. But this area should act as support now. Sometimes in a strong trend, they'll break through and they won't even come close to retesting. Sometimes they'll come back and touch it. And sometimes they'll come back, push through the range just a little bit and come back out to take these stops out. Novak's breaking here. Myrna's kind of pushing back and forth here, so I don't trust Novak's that much right now. She's got Momo Hammer up here. It needs to break a high of the day to be long. And again, we'll target 200, 205. AMD's pulling back pretty hard. Remember, every time frame or every participation group is going to take profits. So when you see a nice pullback, it's just that participation group taking profits on it. You look at the weekly, we got a small pullback here, but it's going to need a nicer one than that. Now, is it exhaustion risk? It don't mean that AMD is going to die. Breaks through here, pulls back, comes up, pulls back right here. All right, so there's your small pullback. Starts to push back up, pull back here. I mean, it's a little extended. Not to say it can't keep going. There's a lot of people taking notice of this thing, but it's going to need a pretty good one pretty soon. Don't know when, but when it starts to pull back, I'll be ready for it. I usually pull back about 25%, 31. Myrna's pushing, Novak's is pushing here. It's still going, oh shit, we're missing BA. BA 22 off the bottom, come back through, target pivot high on 15. I called it, but I just didn't look at it. So BA 22 off the bottom here. It's right off the pivots from the past. That's why the pivots are so great. The pivots, they don't lag.
IWM.
I didn't even push it. This right here is support. It was resistance at one time. But we see on the 5-minute here, nice clean moves up on this thing here. Comes down. It bounces a couple times in this area. It finally comes up. There's the first pullback to the upside. We're going to target the bodies, wicks, and ultimately pivot high.
Hey, Jerry, so the less time a stock stays at a pivot, the more bullish or bearish it is, right?
What's that?
Like, say, for instance, like be it Boeing. Let's say
Amazon short here.
At that pivot, it only took it didn't consolidate around there and kept going or reversed. I'm trying to say is a shorter amount of time it stays at a pivot a better indication if it's bearish or bullish?
Oh yeah. So if well, we see BA, the longer if it's sitting on top of the pivot and it keeps bouncing on this area here, it's a strong. It's just like a wall. Okay, it's like the floor or a roof of a house. So if it keeps bouncing on the floor and it keeps trying to, and what it's doing is they're trying to break the floor and go lower. And the more times it tries to bounce, the stronger it is. So if they can't go through the floor to go lower, then they've only got one direction to go, and that's up. And same with the pivot high. If price comes up the pivot high and it bounces 2 or 3, 4, 5, 6 times, it's a very strong wall.
Because I see on B8, it only took one bounce on that 5 minute, and then it went back up. So I guess that's more bullish than if it stayed at 225.5, right?
Well, let me show you, because it's more than that, really. Here, you got to look at the whole picture. So it's not just set by a line. The line helps you quickly identify it. But if you're looking at it, I'm going to show you this whole area. Okay, so you got a pivot high and a pivot low, but really this whole area here is support. All that is support right there. That entire area is support. So in reality, it's touched 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. And and sometimes you'll get close to the pivot, and it don't necessarily have to touch it. You just got to be close to it. So it acts as a floor here. So sometimes these tickers they act different when they get close to it. Sometimes they'll get close to it. Sometimes they'll touch it to the penny. Sometimes they'll push through it a little bit. So they react differently. The thing is, you're looking for a reaction at the area. All right, you're looking for some kind of reaction when it gets to some kind of area here. This right here should act as support now. But the more touches in a certain area, the stronger support resistance is.
Would you say that's pretty much similar on UPS also, because it's done it numerous times around like 190, 191?
Take a look at it. Yeah, I mean, let me clear this off and I'll show you where support resistance is. So support resistance is right here, because support can become resistance and resistance can become support. That's why you get a break in a retest. So sometimes stuff will break out of this area and then come back and retest it and then push up. So it was resistance, now it becomes support.
Can you check the longer time frames also as just a basis of comparison real quick to like 5 days?
On UPS?
Yeah.
Yeah, UPS right now is in a really tight range. It's making lower highs and lower lows on the weekly, so it's in a channel on its way down. It's been pretty strong, and then it starts consolidating. It had a pretty good run here for a couple months, and then it starts chopping sideways again. Right now on the 4 hour, right here on the 4 hour, it's in a really tight range. So right here's the compound inside bar, all this stuff. So tight range. You can still trade this, but remember, it's always safer when you break outside this thing, especially if you're newer to trading. You want to wait. Your safest trades is a breakout of consolidation. All this right here is consolidation, every bit of that, and it's marked by the pivot high and pivot low. You can, as long as there's enough money in this range and it's consistent. So if it's moving from the top to bottom, you can trade it. If it's moving in the center, especially if it's dead in the center of it, you don't want to trade it. And if it's hanging around the top and it comes and it goes to the middle and then back to the top and then back to the bottom, and if there's no consistency, you got to have consistency. You got to have a pattern in order to trade it successfully. If there's no pattern, there's no trade. Right now, we see on this consolidation right here, I mean, it goes up and down, then it goes up, and it could, that's the start of a pattern. It's consistently moving to the bottom to the top. So we could, if the pattern continues, see it come on down here. It's bearish. You know what I'm saying? It's very bearish. because it's the higher low or the lower highs and the lower lows on the weekly. It's in a channel like this. But you know, really in this area here, you can get really badly hurt.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So bearish on the weekly, bearish on the monthly, chopping on the 4 hour on the daily, and then right here on the 5 minute, let's pull it up. Smaller ones. Right off the bat, I see it's chopping between pivot high and pivot low. It broke the pivot on the 60. The pivot high has come back down and retested it and trying to push back down. Right now, it's just chopping. It's chopping, and you really can't trade it. If it breaks 191.70, you can take it short, and you target these individual candles. But there's a lot better tickers out there. If you have a hard time wondering where price is going to go, it's best to AMD's at 120. Holy shit. Etsy's Momo Hammer up here. If you have a hard time deciphering where price is going, it's best to go to the next one. All right, Lulu might give us a good buy-in point here in a second. Let's pull up Lulu. What I'm saying is you want to find tickers that are really easy to decipher. There goes Tesla, boys and girls. Well, let's look at Lulu right now. We know Lulu on the higher time frames is kicking ass. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. 2-2 up. There's a nice break, retest gone. Could have took it here on that retest. We're getting consistent pullbacks on this thing right here. And anytime it pulls back and retests, we know they're going to buy it. So this same pattern applies to all time frames. Tesla's fixing to be long. This same pattern applies to all time frames. So what breaks here, comes back and retests. We know when this thing starts to cross this area here, we're going to take it long. As soon as it breaks that flat top, big ass candle. All right, we target the high. Why? Because the reason that's so successful is because all we got to do is look at the month and the week. We know they're buying it. We know they're buying the damn thing. It's clear. So, you know, when we see something like, oh, it's in a strong uptrend, all of a sudden, you know, we get a retest, you know, now we're looking for an entry to the long side. So anytime we can take a reversal back in a full time frame continuity, the better we are. So, come on. So price breaks here. So it's consolidated here. It broke out on this candle here. All right, pushed up. Now it's coming back down. It's retesting. When they retest, if it's a stronger trend, they won't even get close to coming back down. Sometimes they'll touch it exactly, and sometimes they'll push through it just a little bit and then return back up because price expands on the pivots. Now it'd be nice to see Lulu come on down, touch it. If it pulls back through there a little bit, it's even better, right? And as soon as we get a reversal signal, a 2 down, 2 up, and on the 5 minute, it could base, it start trading sideways and then start to curl up. As long as we get a close above and at least one pullback to the upside, we can take it long, and we would target the 412.40 range. And from the high to the pivot, this is a measure move here. It could be $3 here. Then it would be a $3 measure move to the top side. There goes Tesla. Tesla. Tesla still wants to see that 722 and then 726, right? Well, I got a nice spike on Etsy earlier. Look at Etsy still pushing. Yes. Target 20 and then 25 on Etsy. Beautiful. Strong tickers, you wait till they start to pull back through range. AMD's breaking again. Incredible. You see on Tesla here, you see a reversal. And again, we're always going to target. It's just consolidation before the next leg up. And yeah, it's pulling back right now. But it wants to see this body here. Touch the body, which is the first target. And the second time it comes up, it's going to see 722. And then pick a high. So let's pull higher time frame. That's what it wants to do. We see it starting to curl up, 2-2 up. It's making higher highs, higher lows. It's in a channel. Sitting right on top of pivot high here, starting to chop sideways, inside, inside. It will eventually break. In a pretty tight range there, but it's still, 30 bucks wide. We look at shop, 2 up, 2 down. And Amazon was short, took it for a scalp. Cash what?
Hey, Jerry, I just got out of my second contract on AMD. Was the right call? I looked at the 15-minute and the volume was starting to die down, even though it's still green. Is that what you would have done?
No, I would have stayed in there.
You would have stayed in there? Oh, see, and it just broke.
Yeah, it's okay. Let me pull up the time. I want to show you.
Hey, you made money. You made money. You didn't lose.
Yeah.
Don't be upset. Because look, it's ready to pull back. It's still pushing, man. I'm telling you, it's going to pull back hard. I don't know when, but it will. What you want to look for is support resistance. What's where you exactly want to set your stops at.
I just missed $90 just now.
Yeah, it happens. I mean,
I was just looking at the volume and
yeah. Well, the only reason we look at volume is to enter a trade.
So I saw the double top there, and then I figured it couldn't push through and get out of it before this 10:30, and then it pushed another $1.
Yeah, your stop is on your closest support resistance level, minus 10 cents. So here's a stop. Here's your second stop right here, minus 10 cents. So you would have still been in a trade here. And then right now, your current stop is right here on top of these. Yeah. Right here. Right on top of this body, minus 10 cents. That's where your next stop is. Whenever you're going to trade, you just put your stops on the closest support resistance levels and leave it. And then you get stopped out, you get stopped out. It just keeps you in the trade a little bit longer.
Yeah. Well, like you said, I still green, and I got to put these base hits together.
That's it. No matter what, if you're green, you're green.
Oh.
But yeah, when you're in a trade, don't worry about volume. If you're in a trade, don't worry about it. The only time you want to look at volume is if you're going to take an entry in something. You want to see if volume increases.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's helpful.
But your stops go right on your closest, your strongest support resistance. All right, minus 10 cents, because on these support resistance, price can expand on these things. And to me, that's the most important part about the Browning formation is expansion. So let me show you right here, because it's
it's starting to click, man. I got, after today, that's 3 green days, man, and I haven't had that in months.
You're getting it. The thing is, you get your process down first. All right, you always get the process down first, and then the money will follow. If you see people on Twitter or whatever saying they're making a lot of money and shit, don't believe half that crap, man. A lot of people on there looking for clout and stuff. Nobody makes $1 million in 6 months of trading, and they're just starting out. It's just a lie.
Right.
So, focus on your entries, your exits, and then after you get good at that, then you can start, sizing in. But your money comes after the process. So there's like 3 stages. First is, you're going to get good at your entries, exits, finding, a strategy that works for you. And then you're going to slowly build your account up. And just do it on one contract or just a few shares. After that, the last level really is adding to your position while staying in the trend as long as you can. Shop short here, guys.
So I would have got stopped out there then.
10 cents below this level right here.
Okay.
So your stop would be at, let's see, the body of this candle is 119.70 would be your stop. So right here, and sometimes you get 15 or 20 cents. I usually do about 10 cents. The main thing to understand is price expands on these.
Hey, what's your name? What's your name? The guy that was training AMD.
Oh, Israel.
Israel. Good trade, Israel. You did
Yeah,
good job.
thank you, man. Thank you.
Good job.
Yeah, so their support resistance minus 10 cents. Their support resistance minus 10 cents. You can get 15 or 20. It's really up to you. Another stop right here. Minus 10 cents.
Yeah, I find that tickers that have already surpassed all-time highs, you know, you still follow the same rules, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, 100%. After you get good at trading these things too, you'll start to realize it's like a gut feeling. You'll start to realize when these things are getting a little extended too. And when they start to get extended, I like to pull my stops up. So when I first enter a trade, I'm not using a hard stop. Amazon can be 2-2 up back here, just like Amazon did yesterday. We had a 2-2 up all the way back through range. Starting to do it again. You get to realize after a while that there's exhaustion risk. And you know what I like to do is I tighten my stops up. So when I first get in a trade, I don't use a hard stop. I use a middle stop. And after I get in the money pretty good, I will use a hard stop. And that way, if it happens to kick down real quick,
Yeah.
stop me up.
Barry, check out Sedge. I think that's a short. It's almost breaking the low of the day. Didn't go in that gap.
If Amazon breaks 33.66, 50, be long. Sedge, forget it. And if it breaks that, we'll see 33.73. Sedge. Tesla come back out. I tell you what, Tesla's volatile as hell. Ooh, dang, Sedge does look good. Is it breaking low of the day yesterday? Oh, it's getting close. Yeah, if it breaks 293.30, be sure. The only thing you should be aware of is it's sitting right on top of that pivot, boy. It's right on top of the pivot on the daily. It could come back and retest it and go back up. It is got a gap to fill though, so it could easily fill the gap. Without doubt. If it does go short, you're going to target the low. Yesterday's low. I'd love to see it fill that gap though. Yeah, you're doing a good job, man. You know, if you pull money on something, I would not focus whatsoever on how much further it can do. I used to do that all the time when I first started trading. You know, I'd make some money, and then later in the day, I'd go back and moved up $10, and it's just sickening. So now, I don't bother me. You know, if I make some money, I can care less where it goes. You know, if you're happy enough to take your profits, then don't worry about where it goes.
That's right. Yeah, thanks, guys. You're right.
You're welcome. Roku's trying to go over. Roku has to break really 411.18 to be short. But you look at the higher time frames on Roku, I mean, it wants to see 395 on the weekly. And if you see in the 4 hour, it expanded through range and it's coming right back down. Tesla's trying to break again. AMD still moving. I can't believe it. I don't believe it.
Yeah, one more I've been watching was MU. It's a little bit slower mover, but I'm also thinking of investing. Does that look okay so far?
MU? Yeah, I'll take a look in a second. This right here is Roku. It's in a downtrend. It expanded the range here. It's coming back through, and we can see it's very bearish. We're getting some clean pullbacks to the downside here. We got another Momo shooter here forming on the day as it comes back down. As soon as it breaks the low here, it'll be short. Ultimately, we're going to target the pivot low on the 4-hour. And there's a nice big red candle on the weekly. And again, these big red candles, we trade them just like we would on the 15-minute, 30-minute, 60-minute chart. Don't matter. But let's pull this right quick, and then I'll look at MU. These big red and green candles are nothing. They're money to me. I love them. I freaking absolutely love them. So price came up, expanded right here on the weekly. All right. So this is price expansions. You know, that's why I say all the time that price expands on the pivots to the upside and really to the downside too, because it's true. You know, you'll see a break. So sometimes you'll see a breakout for it to fail. And it's exactly what happened in Roku. It's consolidation. It breaks and it fails. It's just a bull trap on the weekly. You know, a lot of times we'll see them continue up. And, you know, by looking at this, it was moving up, making higher highs and higher lows. It rejected, trying to come back down. And of course, the first target is going to be the low of this candle. It could do it this week. And really it's body, then the wick as it rejects off there. And it can come back down, test it, because there's support here, and then decide to come back up. If it does, we'll target the bodies here and the wick and look at the high course. So, you know, it needs to make a new low. It needs to make a new low here. So it comes up, it needs to make a new low, all right, before it can continue down. Otherwise, it can come down bottom and then start to trend back up. So we're trading the same patterns on every time frame. The only difference is the time and the cost of the ticker, but the same patterns. I mean, overall, it's just chopping sideways, and it's a pretty clean move up. Kickback, rejection at targets here. Same pattern on a 5-minute chart.
Myrna up to 409.50. Jeez. My
It's not
God.
gonna stop, is it?
No.
Myrna's a beast mode. Amazon or AMD still pushing. All right, let me check out MU.
BA's moving.
BA, shit, yeah. 2-2 back up through range.
Hey, Israel, I wouldn't be investing in MU. Wait till like September, October.
Okay.
You know, yeah, the month of August and September usually get hit. Now, if you're trading, trade. Don't invest. My opinion.
Okay. Is that a sector rotation?
It's just the time of the year that the market pulls back.
Oh, okay.
August, September. You know, wait till October if you're going to do it. Trade it. Don't invest.
Okay, thank you. Is that core?
BA just just broke 5 minutes.
Thank you.
Yeah, BA looks pretty good. We'll extend it right this second. If it needs to break 232.50, be long. But you know, it's nice. It's expanded on the weekly here, kind of come back through range. You could see 258. You see on the daily here, it's making higher lows. And a strong uptrend. We expect it to see 236.70. Nice. Yeah. So you see on the 5-minute here. We'll talk about this just a little bit ago. Consolidating the base. So they don't have to touch the pivot for it to be support. You want to look in a general area. So Bowen's fixing to go long again. It needs to cross 232.50. Right here. This is support. This whole range here. All right. 2-2 back up. Yeah, I actually called this a few minutes ago, guys. We were talking about it. This right here was your stop, minus 10 cents. Target's here. It came up, broke through. It came back and pulled back, retested this level here. This shows a very important part here about expansion. So price comes up to here, pulls back. You see it wick through the pivot, right? And if you had your stop right on top of that, guess what? You got stopped out. And now price is pushing up again. your next, your stop's going to be right here on top of this body, minus 10 cents. And, 10 cents is just a general rule of thumb. You can give it 15 or 20 cents. Not much more than that, though. But we see, here's expansion there. And the top and the bottom. And for me, it's important to know expansion. The price expands on the pivots because of your stop placement. So there's your closest support. Minus 10 cents. Could it break that and get stopped out? Yeah, absolutely. But it gives you your best chances of staying the trend as long as possible. And that's all we do is we want to try to stay in there as long as we can. Right. So it reversed here at 226. So if you got in it, you should be up about $6. Shop's trying to come back up. The video's reject off the base, come back up. So let's pull up the video right quick too. I'll show you support. And remember, the more times it touches, the stronger it becomes. The higher time frame support's at, the stronger it is. So right off the bat here, I want to show you. Support is an area. It's not an exact price. It's an area. It's a localized area. And right here. So if we look, it extends all the way from over here, sit on top of these bodies to here. All right, that's your support area right there. All right, see the top of these bodies here. All right, to this area here, this whole entire area of support. And you can see we got multiple touches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And guess what? It could never break through there. It's one hell of a floor on it. If they can't take it lower, it's going to go up. And really, we want to see it break. There's a lot of chopping here too, so I want to show you the top side as well. The top side's here, all the way to there. That's resistance. That is resistance in this area right here. All right. This is support right here.
Hey, Jerry, I'm seeing a bunch of calls coming on August 13th for BA 240s, 250s.
Nice. So if we can break above this area here, you gotta be careful because it can reject here. All right. The reason being it's touch. It's every time it came to this area right here, prices pull right back down. All right. So it's resistance, and you gotta be aware of it. To be a real trend line, we need at least 3 touches. There's clearly 3 touches here. Anything in this area right here is really chop. All this is chop. Your safest entry is when it crosses this area here. And once you get good at trading these things, we can actually take these trades in the middle of this stuff. But if you're new to trading, it's best to avoid it at all costs. It's safer when it breaks the consolidation. Right. You could take it down here, but your target's not very far away, so your risk reward sucks. There goes Tesla, boys and girls. So I'm in Tesla still. Go, Tesla, go. It's very choppy though. I'll tell you what, son. Tesla's choppy as hell. Let's pull it up right quick. I'm going to show you. Right here, right on top of them lines right there, that's resistance. And this is support right here. Now we did break out of that area there. All right, so it took a lot of strength to get through there. This floor right here can act as, this is your support now, this area here. All right, but you can see the size of these candles here, they're very big. They're very big. That's a lot of chop. That's a lot of volatility in these stickers right here. I mean, it's moving. Each candle moving about $5. Ain't why. The only good thing is it's making higher lows and it's making higher highs. It's just ugly. It is ugly as sin.
Yeah, I took MU a couple minutes ago.
MU
If
didn't
anybody
look
has
too
a
bad.
smaller account.
Yeah, MU didn't look too bad on the lower time frames. It's 3-2 up weekly. Trying to come up a little extended though. So a little extended on the daily. It is breaking a 4-hour pivot. It could see it's gap filling right now. Gap fills at $84. If you're in it though, your stop's at 81,
82.
80.
Okay.
81.80. Yeah. Here, let me show you. I want you to always have the best chance of success. Your stop placement is very important. It's crucial. It's just as crucial as your entry. So anytime you are in a trade, you want to put your stop at the closest support resistance. Right here, in between these two bodies, is support. That's the closest support. Here's the next one. The more touches you get, the stronger the support level is. So say it's coming up through there, and you can draw a line. So you've got to imagine you got to be able to draw lines touching the most candles possible. So if you can draw a line, it can be like 3 touches, 5 touches, 6 touches. Shops long here, target high today, guys. Shops long.
Hey, you think AMD is relentless?
Yeah, it ain't gonna stop. The more touches you can get, the stronger your support level or resistance level is. Also, you gotta be mindful that price expands on support, even on minor support. And you can give it 10 cents, you can give it 20 cents. It's really up to you. AMD's not gonna stop. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
Hey, what about NVIDIA? I think it might be going.
Yeah, it needs to break high of the day first. Get out of consolidation. I would wait till it breaks the high of the day. Your stop's right here.
Hey, I'm driving right now, so you got to be calling them out.
All right, I got you. Yeah, NVIDIA. I tell you when NVIDIA breaks here. So MU is a little extended here. It needs a pretty good size pullback for that next leg up on it. Let's see. Let me get you something. Fiverr, D-Dog coming down. PayPal's trying to reverse. Etsy's still strong, but the bodies are getting smaller on the 5-minute and the 15. Zoom's forming a Momo hammer on the 60. Let's take a look at it. Zoom's been pretty good today. So right now we're making higher lows on BA's kind of going inside now. It's still near the top 25% though. Let's see here. Zoom inside, trying to come back to the range, making higher lows. Kind of wedging on the daily. Zoom's chopping sideways right now. If Zoom breaks 389.20, it'll be long. And 50. Airbnb's kind of consolidating near the top. Let's keep an eye on BA here. The video's trying to break the top. Oh yeah, Israel, on the bigger candles, on the great big candles, I usually put my stop at 50%.
Okay.
That way you don't get back so much. Because some candles can be $4 or $5, and I'm pushing it. Myrna's still pushing here too, guys. Anything moves $5.
What a day. Yeah, NVIDIA looks to. I'm looking at over 202.
Yeah. So right here, this right here's consolidation and a break. This right here's a consolidation break. It's a flat top break. Here's one. It chopped right here, it broke. Now it's currently back inside. It needs to break this right here for another entry or add to it. AMD is just not stopping. So every time price consolidates and breaks, it's long. This consolidation and a break. This is consolidation and a break. Which right here is a smaller consolidation and a break.
Hey Jerry, just remember all them other rooms and those people saying, "Oh, I don't know, I wouldn't touch AMD. I'm scared." Look, we've been slaughtering this name all freaking week. All week,
Yeah.
and even last week too.
Yeah,
So,
last week. Last week we took
and
it at
smaller accounts. These are cheap options. I mean, you can be up 2,000%. You know.
Yeah, you could be up a lot. Yeah.
Good. So
Myrna is a beast. Yeah, AMD is just it's really surprising me. It is, because I mean, I just think it's gonna puke, but it just keeps going.
Yeah, I'm gonna resist the urge to get back in there.
Yeah, if you can get a pullback, if you can get a pretty decent pullback on it, you can re-enter. But gosh,
I'm gonna just watch my MU trade and hang back, look for some re-entries.
NVDA is breaking on the 5-minute right here. The target on it's not very far away. It's 202.20, so it's about 50 cents away. It's breaking. Volume is increasing on it. So Nvidia's it's long right here, but might want to wait only because the target. It's probably better to wait till it breaks the pivot on 3060.
all right, sounds good. I only got two Nvidias. I just added one, so I started with one a couple days ago. It's been doing crappy now. I just added another, so we're all good.
Yeah,
deep in the money. You know,
that's the way to do it. Starbucks gonna be short when it breaks the low. Pivot low 15.
Yep, and it's the monthly, so it's 3 weeks out. So you guys, you can always do that too. You know, you can go give it some time if you want.
That's it. And Nvidia, man, looks very good on the weeklies.
Right, and the monthly, and so if it goes up, I mean the options will just be in parity the whole time. It's like owning the stock, you know, because it'll go up the same amount, and you're not, you know, screwing around. All right, I'll let you get back to it. Sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, Starbucks is trying here. BH still inside. Fiverr trying to come back down and retest pivot 15. Starbucks trying to go short here. Look at the Starbucks, boy. Whew. Starbucks can come all the way back down to 115. You see a 212 continuation measurement for 4 hours. Target's always going to be the pivot. Needs to break this low here. And so Starbucks breaks 117. 40 is going to be short. And, you know, it's really short right this second with the target being that 117.40 of the pivot. We want to make sure it has a clean break through it, though. No problem. It's on its way down. Now it's a beautiful weekly chart. 312 reversal back down. Let's look at the weekly right quick. It's important. Look at this. Remember, anytime a candle makes fails to make a new high, it's the first sign of weakness. So that's why it's important to see where the next candle opens and closes and its high and its low. If you zoom in on this thing right here, you'd see that it failed. This candle here failed to make a new high. It opened, it went green, and immediately rejected and came right back down. It couldn't make a new high. That's the first sign of weakness. That's the first sign that there's a problem. Right? So it came down. First target would have been the pivot. And then, of course, the body of this candle here, it comes down and touches it to a penny. All right, so that's why we always target the body, then the wick. There's two different targets on these things. And if it breaks the low on the 5-minute, we see it. It's marked with a pivot on the all of that. That's really 15, 30, 60. If it breaks that, we can expect it to go to here. This is a weekly chart here, but the same patterns on the 15, 30, 60. It's all the same crap. SWKS rejected, expanded range. Now it's coming right back there. Baidu coming back down. So now what we can do is look to short these things. So let's pull up BA here. We might take BA short back to the base.
Oh, sorry. Honeywell's another short opportunity.
HON. Good. Volume's increasing too. This price breaks through. Nice one, man. Nice one. There you go. Price expanded. Yeah. Price reject off that and come on back down to pivot level 216.70. Beautiful 4 hour. All right. So let me show you something. This is important too. So if I think price is going to reverse on the higher time frame instead of month of the week, then I want confirmation. I'm always going to go right to the 4 hour. And the same thing applies to, if I see a reversal signal on the 60, I want to go straight to the 5 minute. If I see a signal on the 15 or the 30, I'm still going to go straight to the 5 minute. If Amazon breaks the short or the low of the day, it's going to be short. And actually, Amazon is short right this second. And target low of the day. So, 1 second here. Let me get ready. All right, so HON, if I think it's going to reverse here, we see price expanded here. Did make a new high, start to come back down. So, of course, we're going to target 227.90. And then the wick of this candle here. Ultimately, we'll target the pivot high. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight to, I'm going to look at the daily. All right. So it did break through, back through pivot. It did retest it. All right. And it's come back down. But the 4 hour is really where you want to see. Because remember, every time something reverses or continues, we'll see it on the lower time frames first. We'll see it reverse on the lower time frames. So right here, we see price breaking through. It gapped above it. It went high, so it went green on the day. Turn around, went red. Comes back up. It actually retests on the daily. So it comes back, tries to go higher. It couldn't, so it fails. So we get a pullback here and push down. So we got to close below pivot, and we got at least one pullback. There's 2 pullbacks to the downside. So that's confirmation enough for me to know that price did reverse. And we can see it right here. So the weekly one candle is all right here in these candles. We can actually break down exactly what's happening inside that one candle. So the lower time frames you go, you can see exactly what's happening in one candle. So if you see a red candle, if you go to lower time frames, you can see price reversing and going lower, and for it to be a change of trend, you want to see lower lows and lower highs. So that's how you get confirmation. Is you go to the lower time frame and see exactly what price is doing in here. I mean, say you see a red candle, it's got a small wick on the base of it, and you go to the lower time frames and you see price pushing down, and all of a sudden it's starting to creep back up. It made a new high, and then it made a higher high.
Myrna just shot up $7.
Oh shit! Tesla just broke again. Shit. I love it, man. I love it. But on the 4 hour, you want to look for change of trend, and that's very important. That's the key. So when I tell you the new traders that that's very important. That's how you know. That's the secret to how I know where price is going to go. Very important.
Thanks,
That's
Jerry.
the secret. You're welcome. So you're looking at each candle individually, and you'll know. Myrna's long, HON short, so good fun on that. So you want to know how I look into the future? I look down the lower time frames. On HON, on the 60 here, price is pushing down, but if you look on the 5 minute, you can see a pullback to the downside.
Yeah, I'm watching that average daily range thing on HON, and it looks like it's at 229.6. So gotta watch it.
It actually just broke the upside. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting to bring big up. We're gonna short it. All right, look right here on BA. Shoot her down. Right now it's in a really tight consolidation. I wouldn't call it tight. It's $10 there. But it comes up, it fails, it's breaking down, it's reversing right here. You could reverse or take it short. It broke 5 minute pivot here. It tried to come back up, retest. And again, these big green candles are absolute money. target's gonna be 226, but again, now we're back to chops, so we gotta be careful. And there goes Tesla, boys. Jeez. Myrna, if you're in Myrna, it should be damn slaughtering it today. Etsy just broke again the upside. I'm like taking money from a baby today. Taking candy from a baby. QQQ's breaking. Tesla's long, if you're not in it. Target still, we're still targeting at 726, 722 of them. Good. Hang on. What's wrong? Oh, I need to pull my ticker over. It looks like QQQ is breaking, but it wasn't. The video is breaking too. The video is long. The video is long now. There goes Tesla to the moon. There goes Tesla to the moon. I'd love to see Tesla get up to like 726, 728. I'd like to see it break this consolidation here on the 4-hour. See it's chopping sideways. Where's that? It's right above the pivot. All right. It's failed to go lower. It's got to go higher. And if you look on the monthly here, let's take a look at the month. Look at it. You can see clearly what it's doing. It's beautiful. Pullback, small pullback. It comes up and starts chopping, making lower highs here. But now it's doing this. It's curling. See it starting to curl. It's cupping. It's cupping.
So Jerry, how would you know not to get out of Tesla at that top of the broadening formation?
You don't.
Oh, you don't?
My
Okay.
target's gonna be my target's pivot high. That's it. So once I get close to it, I'm gonna cut the shit out of it.
Got it.
Yeah, I don't. At that point, I don't care if it goes higher. Yeah, I don't care. As long as it hits, if it hits, before you get in any trade, you're gonna have your target in mind. You're gonna have your stop in mind. If it goes past that, then personally, I don't give two shits. You know what I'm saying? What I might do though is when it gets to my target, a lot of times I'll either take profit immediately or I might hold stop in just to kind of see if it stays longer. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Volume increase on Tesla. A lot of people looking at it. I'm up 45% on deep in the money call. So go Tesla, go. Give me my 727. Look at the volume ramp up.
Yeah, another one I'm shorting is BDX. It's like a pharmaceutical company, and they have earnings today. And historically, they dump pretty hard at earnings.
Which one's that?
BDX.
Oh yeah. The video's still pushing here, guys. lot of buying going on.
I'm used to looking good, but not sure if it's overextended.
MU,
Yeah.
I went ahead and cut Tesla right there. Etsy's going to the moon here, guys. Etsy, the video popping. Tesla breaks back above here. I'll hop back in it. Shop's moving. Myrna is kicking ass. Tesla, what a fucking play, man.
Jerry,
Etsy
you've
just
been,
broke the celebration. Huh?
you've been adding to your Tesla calls as it
Oh,
goes?
yeah. Yeah. Every time it made a new high.
So, but when you made a new high, you still stayed in your other calls?
Yeah. Yeah, sure did.
Oh, really? So you haven't been cutting it?
I haven't cut it. No,
You're the man, Jerry.
thank you. Yeah, as long as it increased, as long as Tesla kept making new highs, I added. Shop's fixing to break high of the day here, guys. Yeah, Tesla, I expect Tesla to keep going. I'm just not going to sit through it anymore. It's curling though. It's a 2-bar rip straight on the with a hammer on the month. It's coming up. That's a pretty good little pop on Tesla right there. It went from 718 to 725 in just a few minutes. I'll tell you what, fixing to short it though. If it breaks below 721, it'll be short. If it breaks back above 725, it'll be long. After that pop there, I wasn't gonna chance it. Etsy's still going here.
BA reversed, going back up again. Space also. Palantir keeps pushing.
CRWD pushing here. Roku could get a reversal here. All right, guys. Testing below 721 short. Over 725 long. Etsy's beast mode. Target was 20 and then 05. It's almost to 05. So the first target was hit. Next one's 205. And here goes Tesla again, boys. Yeah. Yeah. Crowd's 2-2 back up 60. See, it's hitting resistance at 269.2. Breaks that. We'll see 262 and then 266. So it's a nice pullback to the upside here. That 2-2 back up brought us to 260. And CRWD's long right now. And Myrna's not stopping. I'm telling you what, Myrna's just gorgeous. I hope some of y'all got in that. I hope you got you some of that, boys. All you do is trade your stuff on the 5-minute. Be on the safe side, and it's had no signals to get out yet. Every time it pulls back, you can enter or add to it. It's can't believe it. All right, let's watch D-Dog here. We're getting a reversal back to the upside here. Expanded range trying to come back up. Currently mobile hammer 60. Lulu's doing the same thing. So D-Dog is going to be long when it crosses 115.38, target 116. Lulu is the one that's at the highest percent chance of winning or working. So it expanded the range right here on the 15-minute, trying to come back up. So Myrna's going to be long, or Lulu, I'm sorry, is going to be long when it crosses 411.03. Reason being, hell, they're buying a shit out of it on the week, the month, the day. So every time this thing pulls back, you wait till it bottoms out. It actually bottomed out right here. It went long at 410, and it should see 412.40 in the new highs. Yes, sir. Oh shit, I'm gonna take Tesla short here. I don't expect Tesla to die here. All right. But I expect it to come right back down and touch 718.80. So if Tesla breaks, that's what I'm gonna do first. 721.40. I'm gonna short it. I don't expect this thing to go back to the bottom. It's not gonna happen. But you can short it for $3 or $4 here. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take one contract from Tesla short here. My target's just gonna be the top, this right here. So when it gets close to hitting 719, I'll take them on in. All right, AMD had a 2 up, 2 down on the 15. Then you was extended. Lulu's long, target 412.40. It's an easy play. Yes. I will cut this if it breaks above 724. I'm telling you what, I love a short AMD. Just, confirmation. So you need at least one pullback, 2 pullbacks of downside, even better. Once I get close to 719, I'll cut test. Salva's making some moves. Starbucks. All right, waiting on Tesla here. Let's pull up Starbucks. All right, let me set alert here. I get sidetracked.
Are you shorting Tesla all the way down in that green candle on the 5-minute there, Jerry?
Yeah, so around 719, I'll cut it. When it gets close to 719.
719, yeah, okay.
Yeah. So the base of that candle is what, 718?
Yeah. 718.61.
Yeah, I want to be out before it gets to it. Because it's probably going to bounce off of it and go right back up. Of course, it could reverse right here.
But right now, it's bouncing back up right now. I think it kicked off that.
Yeah, it could very well. It could
Sort of went back 50% of that candle and turned around and says, Jerry, I want to go long. I don't want to go short.
Yeah. It can do whatever it wants to do. You know, I'm not hurt if I'm out one contract. But I tell you what, Tesla's strong today. I would have
Yeah,
shorted
it
it,
is.
and I only shorted it for a couple bucks, but it doesn't look like much to go. So it breaks 723 here. I'll cut it. It's no big deal. I'll give Tesla back a little bit. I'll get it back to 70 bucks, 75 bucks. If it breaks a high by 20 cents, I'll take it long and get my money back. The 723 level, I'll tell you where it comes from. It can expand, it gives it enough to expand the top and maybe come back through. So let me annotate this right here. Pivot high, we know it can expand both sides. So I'll give it some expansion. Hopefully, we get a clean break above this thing. Because what it is, it's breaking, it did break out. It could expand the range and come back down, who knows? So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it. And get a clean break the upside, I'll take it back long. I get stuck out of stuff all the time. And it's part of it. If you don't, if you don't hop in on your signals, then you're gonna make no money. I still expected to see at the high 60 here. Maybe I'm trying to push. Actually trying to go inside up. This I made a new high. Let's see what it wants to do though. Actually done pretty good today, actually. I love it. Actually, you see it's going to come back up. It could go to 211.82 by this week. Right now, if it actually breaks 203.70, it'll be long. Add to it. Let's come back down. I want to short AMD. Oh, okay. I want to short the hell out of it. I want to see volume ramp up on the downside on AMD. Right now, we got a 2 up, 2 down AMD on the 30. Once it come on down, first it'll be 119 and then 117. The only thing is, there's a pretty good amount of support right here, just 118 level. Come down pretty quick though. So we got 2 pullbacks to the downside here, consolidation break. Tesla come back down. It's best to cut them immediately, even if they decide to go back in your general direction. It's better safe than sorry, because Tesla could have easily kept making new highs here. Actually trying to go inside up 15er. We do have a measure move 60. CRWD is trying to go inside up on 15 as well. Amazon went short. Damn guys, EXPI is that one hell. It's got a pivot machine gun on the weekly.
Huh. Wonder if they got news. That looks pretty good.
I don't know. It's incredible. Gap up. Now it consolidated right here in 5 minutes, breaking out, trying to push up.
Well, that's on earnings, it looks like.
Oh.
Move
I
up.
Look at
actually
that
work.
volume.
A lot of volume. Volume's about almost 400% a day. AMD
Get some of that.
still
Honeywell's still dumping, but I got out of it.
Wow. I love it. There's a break and a retest in the 30. So the retest work on the downside too. So you see HON breaks on the 30 here, comes back, tries to go higher, rejects. So reject goes either way. So HON can come back down and see 225. It's nice clean. AMD's gonna be short here, guys. Well, I'm not taking short.
AMD's a VWAP though, Jerry.
Is it? You think to go? You think it's gonna bounce? AMD, yeah. I know the target on it's gonna be 118, 118.40. The bounce though. It does have some support at 118.90. Something to pay attention to, that VWAP though. For sure. There goes Tesla. I give it back some money, but why don't you come on down to 718, 719.
Hey, Jerry, how do you feel about Johnson & Johnson in the short term?
I took one contract short on AMD. I really want to short this thing. J&J chopping sideways right now. It's trying to push back above pivot on a 5 minute. It's been pretty strong on the month and the week, trying to expand out that pivot. Let's see, this one. It's breaking. It's failed to break that weekly pivot. It's currently it chopped sideways on the daily. It broke out. It's currently inside day. We can break that 174.70 range. It's a 3 on the 4 hour as it goes back to. Got a double top on a 30 minute and on the 60. Trying to go down. If it breaks 173.20, it's going to be short. You gotta be careful here on the 5 minute because it could curl and go right back down. I don't like when they sit right on top of the pivot, like right in the middle of it. I am short AMD here. I hate when these tickers sit right in the middle of this line. What I'm thinking is it's gonna go short here. I think it's gonna, you got a couple pullbacks to the downside. There's another one chopped sideways. I think it rolls on over and breaks this low here. And go short. Now it is expanding the range here. So, you know, we always got to be ready for any direction, even though it looks very bearish on the higher time frames. It's strong. So will it continue to go lower? Probably won't. Right now it's going to go low. But
Jerry, on AMD, how you took that one contract, what strike and how far out?
I just bought it for this week. And I got the 120s.
Okay. Got it. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. It is making higher lows and higher highs. Could do whatever. It can do whatever the hell it wants to do. I tell you this, if I have a hard time interpreting what it's going to do, I would just stay away from it. It does look like it might shoot through there. It's sitting right on top of the pivot. It's hard to say. It's making a channel up on the 5 minute. But it could easily break through. I tell you what, it's safer to take it if it breaks the low of this candle here, or if it breaks the high of this candle here. It's just chopping. It's really chopping sideways here. Yeah. But you know, I guess for long term, it's bullish. So month and weeks in an uptrend. We now see that inside break the upside. The 3 on the 4 hour.
Are you short Tesla, Jerry, at 719?
No, I stopped out and I didn't get back in. I got an AMD instead. It did hit my target, but I stopped myself out when it jumped up there. I'm not going to take a chance if, you know, if it hits my stop, I just go. It did hit my target though. No, the reason I'm not going to get back in because it's so close to my target now. My target would be that 119 range because it could act as support here. It could act as support and we get a bounce. So let me show you. This is a pretty strong support level here, right there. If it breaks through there, I'll look to take it to here, and then to pivot high. Yeah. See this this right here, this big green candle here wasn't supposed to happen. But sometimes they do. But the reason I took it short here is because, well, first we got this big high candle here. There was a pivot high on the 15. It pushed through, rejected, came back down, closed below it. And then I took it short, went across actually right here with the target being here, but I would have exited it as the price got close to the below this candle or support. I'd want to sell before price got to this area, right? Because the reason being, price can come down, touch it, it can touch it and then bounce back up. So as price is pushing down and the price is moving up on the contracts, I'd sell before it got to it. Yeah. So that's the reason. I think I can start explaining the reasons I start getting in these things, especially on the lower time frame. Again, Tesla's bullish on the day. It don't mean it's going to necessarily die, but I was going to short it just for this, you know, $3 or $4 move right here. That's all I was going to do is I was going to scalp it for $3. Yep. So pivot, it pushed through the pivot high on the 15. Came back down, closed below it. As soon as the candle went below here, I took it short. It wasn't even below it yet. The target was going to be below this green candle, this big green candle, because the big candles to me are like gaps. And the price can quickly push through them, whether up or down. And, you know, this candle ticked and it pushed up here. And as soon as it started crossing here, I cut it. And because sometimes, you know, if you sit in there, it could come up and start making new highs, and now you're really screwed. Don't rely on hope that price is going to turn around and go back in your direction, but sometimes it won't. And then you turn a small loss into a great big loss. Don't be that guy. Cut it. If I was paying attention, I could have re-entered one as soon as it crossed here, and I could have got the target. But it's all right. When you start taking entry, you want to be ready. If it hit my target or my entry point, and then it was down here, now I'm chasing it. Now I'm going to catch the top of the spread. Now I'm going to get a big ass, I'm going to get a shit fill. So your entries are just as important as your exits. So when price started crossing this area here, there's indecision. And the people buying or selling these contracts, they don't know if price is going to go up. They don't know if it's going to go down. So the spreads actually tighten up in this area. All right. That's when the spreads are the tightest, when there's indecision. Yeah. And as soon as it starts ticking down in a clear direction, the spread opens up. And that's really important for these bigger tickers. They start going down, well, the ask opens up. Yeah.
Hey, I got a question.
As soon as price crosses the check.
Sorry, Jerry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, it was unrelated. Sorry. I'll wait.
No, I'm done. Go ahead. Okay.
Uh, does anyone know if a ticker has earnings that day and dumps before earnings? Is it more likely to bounce after earnings report comes out? Does that make sense? So for instance, I'm in BDX. Historically, it dumps after earnings. And right now it's already dumping. So I just don't, just trying to play the odds if I should hold through earnings or take my gains here.
I would take your gains. Remember, anything under earnings plays a gamble.
Yeah.
50-50. So I mean, take your money and then play it after. At least you got visibility. Every time I lost money is when I play earnings, and then it's a gamble.
Okay.
I mean, your money. I mean, in no sense, you can always get back in tomorrow, like Jerry, in out.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, guys.
What is shooting stars, Mish?
Well, you notice one thing that Jerry never does. He don't gamble. He plays the
No.
percentages, and I think that's where I've lost money prior to, joining Jerry's. You always think what it should do or what it did. But I think the best thing, at least my perspective, that from my experience, is just trade the percentage like Jerry and don't, otherwise then like Jerry, it's what Jerry, let's say at the end of the day, I'm taking this and it's a gamble. It's not a strategy.
Yeah.
Right. Because I'm just going by previous years instead of, just playing what I see.
Yeah. Always play with what you say, because that's the most current thing that's happening. Is what's relevant. Yeah. I'm just now looking at y'all's questions. I'm sorry. In the chat. Oh, yep. I look at Facebook. Now, tested that support here. It could bounce and go back up. So right now, Tesla's chopping sideways. If we get a break of this high on this last 3 count 5 minute, it's going to be high today. So we can really scalp all day. Facebook shine reverse and go back up. Let's see. Inside month on a shooter. It wicked up here. So wick, trying to come back down to 3-2 down. Be careful on Facebook. I'll show you right quick. On the month, it is a 3. It's actually a 2 up, 2 down, right? It is forming a hammer. That don't mean shit though. Hammers can be deceiving. I'll see hammers sometimes form the next candle. It goes down. It could just be a pullback to downside. There's a lot of manipulation going on. It's you gotta be real careful. All right, so it's a 2 up, 2 down on the month. It's inside, or sorry, in the week, inside month. Now, let me push this up there. Now watch this right here. It's important to analyze every time frame. So price chop sideways here on Facebook for a long time. It's all chopped. It breaks out here. All right. It breaks out. It chops sideways. All right, now it breaks back through on a retest. All right, it's your first pullback to the downside. And of course, we always target the lows. It pulls back, it retests, now it's come back down. This could be another retest here. It could either, it's a 2 down, 2 up, so it could be a start reversal of the upside, or it could push through just a hair and then reject. So we're kind of at a midpoint here. We don't know exactly what's going to happen. So we want to keep on going lower until we can tell exactly what's happening inside this one candle or inside this candle here. Right on the 4-hour here, it did make a new low here, or it could be a pullback to the downside. We don't really know yet. I can tell you this: there's resistance at 358.90, 358.80. It's pretty close to that area right this second. Myrna's fixing to go short here. Almost shoot her down. There goes Tesla. AMD crosses the low here on the Momo shooter. Down, but gonna be an add to it. Tesla, you dirty dog. You shot me out in pew. So Facebook, be careful. It's in an uptrend right now. But you always want to keep in mind on what the higher time frames are doing too. It tells you how long. You want to know what the higher time frames is doing because it tells you how long you can stay in the trend on a lower time frame. All right, that's all it does. Like AMD's been pretty strong here. It could pull back. You know, we can play the pullback. It don't mean it's going to keep puking. It's like Tesla. Tesla's been making higher highs and higher lows on the weekly. Pulling back right now. Does that mean it's going to completely die out? No. Can you play the pullback to downside? Absolutely. It all determines how long you can take it to stay in the trends. The higher time frame determines that. You gotta look at the higher time frame first. Always, you should always look at the higher time frame first. So on the daily 4-hour, you're getting really close to that pivot. It could retest that pivot and go lower, even though it's pushing up. You always want to look for sign for weakness on that 5-minute first. Right now on the 30-15, we see it's like a doji, so there's indecision. On the 5-minute, it wicked back a prior 5-minute candle. The second 5-minute candle, there's 2 rejections from this 357.80 range. So in order to take that long, it needs to break that 357.90 range, really. And if it comes on up, you're going to target 358.28. You're targeting the strongest support resistance levels up to ultimately pivot low, and that pivot low is probably going to mark pivot on the day and the 4-hour. All right. But it looks okay. And again, it could be the start of reversal of the upside. We don't know. You know, this could be a new higher low, the start of a new higher low here, or it could be the sign of a reversal or a pullback to the downside. We don't know. Now, ideally, it'd be nice if Facebook crossed 361 or higher and get a pullback and a retest of the high, the pivot high, and then take it up to 377. All right.
Yeah, Jerry. I think the World Health Organization is trying to halt Myrna's COVID booster shots. So you might see Myrna go down if anybody's interested.
Nice.
It's out of my price range, so I'm just sharing.
Yeah, I've been in Myrna for a while. Oh. Myrna's okay. I like Myrna. If it moves most of the day. Other than that, it can be a real pain in the ass to get out of sometimes. Tell you what, if you're still in, if it fails to break 420.70, you need to go ahead and cut that shit at the top of the range here. The light blue number on the daybreak line. Oh, okay. This here is a TPO profile. It's common on Thinkorswim. I'll show it to you. It shows volume at price, TPO profile, but it marks. I've changed the colors and stuff like that, but it marks value at high and value at low, and of course, point of control is marked by a purple line. The point of control can act as support resistance. And you can see price, point of control is where most shares have been bought and sold for the day. Yeah, how it moves. It moves with the ticker, the price. But price can, you know, it can bounce off of it. It can act as support resistance. I don't pay attention to it much anymore. I probably need to take it off there. But I went through stages when I was trading, and you know, it helped me. So when I first started trading, I used to trade with the open range breakout on the 30-minute, but it created bias, so I took it off. And then the TPO, I used to keep the volume profile on there, aggregate on the day, so I could kind of see where most shares are bought and sold after the day. And the hollow spots acted as a gap. There was no resistance there. But now I know exactly where they're at. And anytime you have big red or green candles, it's a void. And that's why I call them a gap, because price can quickly push through it. Like AMD right here. AMD breaks. I'm going to add the hell to it. And I'm hopefully going to target this wick 117. And then if it breaks 117, AMD can quickly come down to 114. Forming a Momo shooter right this second. The video's reversing. Damn, Tesla, you slut. All right, guys. You can't get in a Tesla now anyway. You don't want to be in it because I want to show you why. Well, you could short it if it breaks the low here. It's not ideal. I'm going to tell you why. The reason it's not an ideal place to get into Tesla right now, even though it's going down, and it could be a successful trade here, is because it's in the middle of the chart right here. If you look over to the left, see all these wicks everywhere at different heights, different places in this thing. And then you got different levels of support here as well as resistance. So price on Tesla, you can come in here and start chopping sideways. You can go up, chop, come back down, chop, go to the bottom, chop, come back up. It can do anything and everything in this range. There's no predictability. There's no set pattern in this range right here. You know, here, when it broke here, there was a clear target here. It actually went inside down here. So we got a clean, it's a clean pattern here. There's a pullback, second pullback, it goes down. But this area here, there's no pattern. You'll get chopped up in here. If you can break the pivot low here and get a close above it, even a retest, you can take it down to 708. Anytime you're going through a bunch of chop or sideways movement, it's very risky. That's why I'm comfortable holding when it comes out of this range. You can see it trend up most of the day here until it finally broke. Now, that was that's not necessarily sideways movement, even though it is. And the reason it ain't is because it was consistently making higher highs and higher lows. It was ugly on the way up. A lot of times you'll see them do this, lower highs, higher lows. Or you'll see them move sideways completely. When they are wedging like this, I don't like to stay in them because they will eventually break out one side or the other. And I don't know the direction. When there's a channel up, 9% of the time they'll break the upside. AMD 212 down, continuation measure move. So let's get AMD up here and see what the measured move is. I tell you what, if it breaks that 30 there, this damn thing can go. All right. We'll start with this 15-minute. It's more reasonable that it breaks this measure move here. And it is to make the measure move on the 30. 117 is $3 wide. So we can see 114. So 114 is a measure move, and it lines up pretty much where we pivot. It don't look like it, but there's a lot of money right here. There's $10 on AMD in this range. Crazy. So I went ahead and added to my position, man. AMD short. I've been saying I'm gonna short this damn thing. Can it go down all day? I don't know. It's strong. So you always have to keep it in the back of your mind. This sticker's been very strong. How long will it go down? So any sign that's going to start to turn around and go higher, I'll cut the hell out of it. So I'm keeping it in the back of my mind all the time. Strong ticker, you can take it low, but you're at the mercy of the ticker. You don't know how low it's going to go.
Hey, Jerry, why don't you do me a favor? Why don't you take AMD, use that elevator down?
Yeah, elevator down, blow it to the bottom. We'll just cut the cables and let it drop. BA's going short here too, guys. And Starbucks breaks the pivot low at short. Let's look at BA real quick. And the thing I like about BA and even BABA is these big ass candles. You know, that's what makes them beautiful to me. Is these big candles. So this looks just like AMD because it is AMD. BA set up the same way. Big green candle right here. And what that tells me is price can quickly push down to the body and the leg. So right now it's short, but the target's going to be the pivot high on the 15 to 22.77. We see it's that weird downtrend, the pullback, and then it starts going lower. It just broke the 228 level, and the 228 should take it to 226. Should be a pretty clean move here. Vix Doji. BA's clean though. Oh, when is that? BMTX has been pushing all day. Look at the damn ticker on this thing. Pull back. Nice pull back here. Somebody's buying BMTX out for months and months and months. Volume's up almost 200% today. They're the average. Just find out. They're probably crazy exchange. Oh, good our spread. Yeah, it's not too bad. Dang. That's for theirs. Crazy. Amazon starting to reverse. AMD trying to push back here. AMD could PMG right back to the top here. I don't know. BA coming down. Essie's trying to curl back over. Amazon's trying to go long. It is long, but the target's only, 5 hours away, which is not very good. How time it's going to take to get there. It's pretty clean. Lulu's almost a target. Oh shit, Kosh is the one I want. Kosh is a beast. Every time these tickers, they fall down, as soon as they start to curl back up, that's the time to buy. Because they're buying the hell out of it. You can tell by the month and the week. So anytime it pulls back in a lower time frame, that's your chance to get in. So cost is going to be long. Your safer entries when it crosses 434.90, but it's long right now. The reason being is because it's chopping sideways here. 434.88, it's chopping, and it's safer when it breaks that area. So 435 will be an entry, and your target ultimately 438. There goes Tesla short. Tesla is short. That's a short target 712.59 now. Goody saw me out. Etsy's going short here. AMD, the stop on it's going to be 119. These are break 117.43. Etsy's rolling over here, so we can't short it back down PMG style. A lot of times these green candles are stacked really tightly in there, like on Etsy on the 5-minute. Etsy's short right now. First target's going to be below this candle, $200. 235. Etsy is short. You know, Etsy wedging on the weekly, man. Airbnb, flat top, both way. Let's pull up Zoom real quick. Zoom's got 3 rejections on a 60. And they're all sitting at 389.14. The good thing about this is the consolidation, which is all it is a consolidation. It's up in the top 25% of range. It needs to break 389.20 to go long. So let's look at the higher time frames here. Zoom sideways on the month. I made a higher low right here on the week, trying to go up. It needs to break. If it breaks that level 389, I'll see 405. It's in a channel here. Zoom trying to go, boys. AMD's trying to break again. It's the puking here. It can quickly come back down. Netflix can't go. Costco's long. Oh, AMD break. You're in Myrna, this is probably a good idea to get out. It's making lower highs on the 15 and on the 60. So let's do this job. Let's move quite a bit today. AMD breaks here to be short or add to your position. Let it break by at least 10 or 20 cents. And if you don't want to fight it no more, if it comes back up to 118.60, you can just cut it.
Jerry, check CTXS.
Ooh, nice. 2-2-30. Man, that's damn good. Yeah, it's long. Target's 102. We got it inside week. Inside month. In the lower range. Pushing up. There's one pullback, two pullbacks. To our rest shot with a hammer on the daily as it tries to push back up. It is chopping sideways on the 4 hour. Take a look at it. It's been a massive downtrend on the higher time frame, but if it's going to reverse, it's always going to happen on lower time frames first. Amazon hit target. BA's coming on down too. If you took it short, Etsy's coming on down still too. If you took it short.
Yeah, it's crazy how this ticker is trying to fight its way through on the lower time frames, but on the higher time frames, it's totally opposite.
I know, it's crazy. Right. And that's the thing too, you know, say something pukes, right? Well, they even need a pullback to the, you know, they got to have pullbacks on any direction. So, you know, it puked like that, we could always get a pullback to the downside, and you can play it. You play that pullback. That's what it's doing it now. Play pulling back to the downside, and then on the 30, you know, it could break. See how it broke the pivot there? You come back up and retest it, and then come back down. But right now, it's still on a long signal. The target's going to be 102. But you know, I don't know. It's very bearish, you know. BA shorter add to it here. BA shorter add to it. It's a couple dollars. It's just coming on down. We always target these big green candles, the body and the wick, the body and the wick, the body and the wick. It's a beautiful thing about these big green candles. To me, they're like a gap. There's no resistance in them. And try some quickly push through them. And the reason they work so well is because there's a bunch of smaller candles stacked in. A lot of stops to run. All right, first target's going to be here. And then bodies and wicks, bodies and wicks. All this is happening here. D-Dog is 212 down. It expanded that 60, kind of come all the way back through range. That earnings tomorrow or something this evening. Costco's long here, guys. And Lulu's at target. So I told you those were very, very high profitability trades. The reason being is they're buying the shit out of it on the higher time frame. So anytime you get it to pull back like that, it's an opportune time to hop in. All you gotta do is wait on it to start bouncing back to the top side. So Lulu's target was the high of the day, and it clearly made it there. Now let's look at costs. Same damn thing. It just started reversing a little bit later than Lulu, and it's still got a little bit of ways to get there. Guess what? It's gonna hit it. They're buying the shit out of it. They're not gonna let it die. All you gotta do is look at the higher time frame. See it? They're buying it. They're buying it. They're buying it. Every dip, they're buying it up. High probability trades. That's why I like those beautiful the higher time frames. They're beautiful, and that's how you get these high success trades. You find a ticket that they're buying, they're consistent, makes you consistent for the lower time frames. Now, your target's always going to be the high of the day, because if Lulu hit target here and pull back just a little bit, it's probably going to go on and make new highs here, but it's safer to take your money before it hits the target. That's for one, you want to sell to strength. Secondly, it can reject and go lower. It could pull back. What I'm saying is it could pull back just a little bit before going higher. So target was here. Price can come up, pull back a little bit, and then shoot through it. You know, if it wants, it can come back down and start chopping sideways here before finally taking back off. So I like to take profit as it comes up to this high here, because you're selling into the strength of it. And if it's kind of spreading, you can take full advantage of the spread. You can actually catch a spike sometimes off of it. Yeah, so sell into it. And also, if you look at it, it is a break, a retest, push up. And if you look at some tries to go, seriously, it's like taking candy from a baby. They're not all going to work, but a lot more work than they don't. First target on this thing is right here. There's resistance right here. Second target's going to be here. You always want to be aware of any kind of support resistance levels. Those are going to be your individual targets as it goes up. The reason being is price can come up to this resistance level, pull back before going higher. Where's your stop at? Your stop's on the closest support resistance level, right here, minus 10 cents. There's your stop. Because price can come up and pull back, wick through it just a little bit before going higher. Five or 212 down. Target's going to be pivot 60. Netflix trying to come up. Let's look at Airbnb today. It's flagging right at the top. Airbnb company. Hey, Big's going on down. Spy's coming back up with a hammer. We look at Airbnb on the 15 here. It's been trying to push up on the higher time frames. But look at this. You talking about Israel, you talking about a support level or resistance level. This is it right here. Every time it's touched. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. That's very strong. It would take a lot of buying pressure to get to this level. So when it does decide to break through it, this thing should pop straight up here. Should get a pretty good pop on it. Tesla popping on down here. Tesla's almost at target. Target on Tesla. 712.77. So I'm probably gonna go ahead and sell Tesla, bring it back down here. VIX coming on down. I push 5 with it. Fiber 212 down 60. Target to the left. There goes Lulu breaking out. Making new highs. A&D's coming up, fixing to cut it. I'll give it a chance here. A pretty good pullback. When you look at the candles compared to the 60, you can see this pullback's larger than average. And that's for a sign of weakness. Yeah, look how big it is. It's actually from here to here. To there. And there's no candles in this area here compared to that pullback. Now, was that enough of a pullback to kick this thing back off? Maybe. We got VIX pushing down here. VIX breaks the low of the day, it can push all this stuff right back up. We got a pin hammer on Amazon right now too. Let's put this. My stop is now at 119.45. This could pull back. This could be, this red candle here could be a pullback to the upside here.
Hey, Jerry, when you said the AMD, that one candle a larger pullback than most, what do you do after that when you're thinking that?
It's just a sign of weakness.
Okay.
It's just it's a big sign of weakness there.
It just in that range, or is it just starting to get tired?
Yeah, it's getting tired. It's for this whole range right here. So it's coming up, and all of a sudden it's got a big shooter. And what could happen now is we see it pull back, but this could be a pullback here to the downside now. So we need confirmation. What's going on in that one candle right now is it's chopping sideways here.
Do you ever draw channels like you just drew a second ago? Do you do that much?
Not much. I kind of know where they're at, but you can. Sometimes I'll do it just to show people. But yeah, I can see them.
Right now,
it's just higher lows and higher highs.
Right now, it's fighting that VWAP. You need to put your VWAP back on.
Yeah.
It's just
Is
fighting
the
right now.
below?
It's a little, it goes a little above, a little below, a little above, a little below. Just fighting it.
Yeah. Yeah. Right now, the good thing about it, Zoom's fixing a break here. The good thing about it is, you know, you can take one individual candle on the 60-minute and see exactly what price is doing on the 5-minute. You can actually take a look inside that candle. And you know, all it's doing is in that one candle, it's just chopping sideways. It's really not doing anything.
Yep.
That's the beauty of it. You can see exactly what's happening.
I really need, what do you think? It's enough about 119.50 or something to go long?
AMD, yeah, I'm trying to get it lined up with this candle here to see if it's made a new high over here yet. So far it's not made a new high. It's not higher than this candle just yet. And that's the first time that there's a problem when it makes a new high, when it breaks this candle up here.
It's getting a hammer there though.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, not a hammer. Hammers can be deceiving. It depends where the hammer forms at. It's like there's a hammer on SPY right now, but sometimes that hammer could be just a pullback to the downside. Those hammers can be deceiving, even when they form the bottom of a trend. There's an extra unusual activity on Myrna. Somebody bought a bunch of 395 puts for this week. Also, AMC bought a bunch of calls. They bought a bunch of Microsoft calls at the ask. Now, somebody bought a bunch of NVIDIA calls, 230 calls. There's 2,400 at the 230 call. They bought them at the ask at 11:11. So before AMD is starting to reverse, it's got to break this high right here. So that high is 119.42. Right now it's still chopping sideways. So if it breaks 119.45, I'll cut the shit out of it. Let's pull back up the video here. So I'm at a Tesla here. It's so close to target. It could keep going, but I'm just gonna take my money. So I made my money back off that one stop. And then some. All right, let's look at the video. And the video is starting to curl back up. It made a new high or a higher low. What was that? 230 calls. No bottom way down there, didn't it? 230 calls that expired this week. Oh shit, they're 4 cents. They bought a bunch of there's a bunch at the 225 strike price, just a nickel. Why the hell did somebody buy a bunch of 230s? Oh, dirt cheap. The video's starting to push back up here, though. AMD breaks the high here, it could start to push back through. I don't know. I think it. I don't know. I'd like to think that it's a pullback to downside. I don't know just yet. The video 212 weekly measured move 80 $16. Target. Oh, AMD die. Phew. Let's look at Novak's on the 15 here too. There was a bunch of put buying on it, but it's wedging on the 15 minute. I mean, what am I looking at? Oh, Myrna. I said Novak's. Novak's breaking, but you know, they usually run together. Novak's right now is 212.60. Continuation measured move. I want to look at Myrna because Myrna's wedging. It's making lower highs, higher lows. And whenever they wedge like that, there's really, it can break out either side, and that's why I don't like the wedge. These, I don't know, they have a call, can it maybe? It's called a wedge. It can break out either side, or as a channel, you can break out the top. Novak's 21260. It's breaking out the second. Novak is pushing. Amazon's trying to break 212 up. That's a Momo hammer up. On Amazon. Zoom really wants to break. Zoom may be a good one to hold overnight. Unless it's got earnings or something. Then it's probably a good idea. See, the Momo hammer right here. Amazon's trying to break that. The only problem is target's 3366. So I want my targets where I got a potential to make, you know, a decent amount of money per contract. I want my reward to be higher than the risk. If I'm going to risk losing, you know, 150, 200 bucks on Amazon, then I want to potentially make, you know, 400 or 500 bare minimum. So you always want to think about risk reward. You want to have a target. You want to have a stop in place before you enter anything. You want to have a plan. And I get stopped out of stuff. It happens. They're not all going to be perfect. Because even the best setups fail. But it don't mean that your setup's wrong. It just means, you know, the market's kind of like a living thing in a way. It can do whatever hell it wants to do. You're welcome, Wilson. AMD's trying to break here. AMD's been strong as hell. Besides the reverse here, come all back up. Shut movie. BA still pushing down. Bob's trying to break. A lot of choppy chop going on right now, guys.
Hey Jerry, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Hey, can you look at Zoom? It just broke. But so when you're looking at the break, are you looking kind of like when it breaks the previous hour or 30?
I'm looking for a volume increase. And I tell you what, the longer it consolidates right there at that top, the bigger the break. So
Right.
Zoom's long right now. It's
Yep.
absolutely long.
Yep.
And we also not only we see volume increase, right? But we were saying earlier, you know, this thing's touched multiple times here.
Right.
And the longer the price stays in this range, the bigger the pop. You can see it right here.
Got you.
After 11 o'clock, we want to, you know, we want to let it break just a little bit, but we also have to check it volume, make sure volume's ramping up.
Got you.
But there's a measured move on it. That measured move is 76. It's a $10 measured move. We should see 396 as a target on it.
Awesome. Got you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, volume is the most important. Because look, everybody and their brothers waiting on that break right there. Yeah.
Jerry, if you take the 4-hour candle, it's got about a $13 measured move.
Yeah, love it.
Did you get a piece? Did you get a piece of that? Jerry? The only thing that's going up,
Yeah.
there's a wick on a few candles before. It's got to get through on a 4-hour.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Did you get a piece of this thing?
Oh yeah, yeah. I've been watching it.
When did you get in? Just now?
Yeah, as soon as they call it. I'm sitting here daydreaming.
Yeah, that's big volume.
Yeah.
It's sort of like a flat top breakout on that 5-minute, even 30-minute.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is, a flat top break. It can come back and retest. A lot of times I'll give it 50%. Since it's big candles for them, I usually put my stop 50% of that candle.
Sure, you're a good man.
Thank you, sir. I try to do what I can.
You know, Israel, that you've been really helping. He's really getting to be a good trader now. You know, so he's really hitting a lot of winners.
Yeah,
I'm trying.
No, you are. And you got a really nice personality, Israel.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, you sound like a radio talk host.
Yeah. You know, if you get out what you put in, and you know, it might look easy, but it's anything.
Yeah, it's just, you know, trying to grow this small account.
But the one thing I would just recommend, listen, I'm not saying no pro, I'm just in my own thing. You got a small account, don't gamble. Don't like that one stock you said, don't take that into earnings. Keep your money.
Yeah, I got out of BDX. I appreciate it.
Yeah, just keep doing what you're doing, just a little at a time. You'll grow it big. You're doing good, man.
That's it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Small wins add up. Yeah, right now with a small account, the main thing you guys can do is focus on growing. Focus on growing. That way you can start to get these bigger contracts. But another thing is, you know, obey your stops religiously. With a small account, if you get stopped out 3 times, but you obey your stops, you're still ahead of the game. Because there's some people with some huge accounts that don't obey their stops, and they can lose a lot of money. You can always trade another day if you keep your stops. It's hard trading with a smaller account. It's doable. You gotta be more selective. And you gotta practice patience. There's a nice volume increase on Zoom. BA still going. Still target the body of BA on 15. Another one is breaking too. Let's look at Bob because it's breaking. Because sometimes they'll break, especially after lunchtime, on low volume, and they'll pull right back in. So Baba is breaking here, but the volume is nothing like it is on Zoom. So there's Baba. It's breaking. Volume is ramping up just a hair, but it's still below average volume. And we know that volume or price expands on these pivots, so it can wick up just a little bit just to pull right back down and start chopping again. So after 11, it's very important to see that volume increase. Keep you out of trouble. So not every breakout and not every flat top breakout is created equal. And your stop on Zoom right now should be 391. And on this break here, any kind of break you can add. Martin's trying to go long again. AMD, add an AMD here.
Jerry, you got the flip going, so be careful on Zoom.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. I got a hard stop on Zoom. It's an add now, but we'll wait for that flip to add to it. The video's trying to come back up to the high day. Grab just broke high day, trying to come up to pivot 60. There's a flip. Myrna broke high day. Man, Myrna's not going to stop us. I should move another 10 or 20 bucks. So Myrna's long right now, volume increase on it. Flat top break of consolidation, 5 minute up. Myrna's long. You wait till it crosses 424.50. Myrna going again. Yeah. Yeah, Zoom's nice. What's about for the 60-minute measure move? Yeah. Baba, you want to make sure it does a clean break, that pivot. Myrna is long here. It's a break and a retest in the 5 minute with increased volume. Zoom is and the target on Zoom is going to be to pivot high on the 60. All right. It's at 396. And each time you get a new high or pull back to the upside, that mobile hammer brings a good add point too. And each one adds. No thanks, you're going. Let me pull up Novak's right quick. Because Novak's on a 60 is 212. Yeah, Novak. See that big old 212? Continuation, measure move. Test. That's what I'm talking about. The market is ranging as a whole. It's not trending, you know. So that's one reason it's important, or that's why I tend to take profits a lot quicker than normal. When the market starts to trend again, I'll try to stay in these things all day. But until that happens, I'm gonna be quicker to take profits. You know, I'll take a entry in a ticker, 5 or 6 times a day, and that's kind of a lot, but it's safer for me anyway. There's a lot less risk. Less time in something, the less risk there is. So, I'll take an entry into something. It hits target. I'll pull my money at the top of the ass, so I can catch a pretty good piece of the pie. Sometimes I catch a gamma spikes. It's moving quickly, especially in the first hour of the day. And then as soon as it hits my target and it pulls back, I get another entry into it. I'll take it long to the next target. But I like taking them out of consolidation. So Tesla hit target there. And I'm just looking at it because I'm just going to show you. Target would be these pivots always. If it breaks back below that, we get an entry to the downside. We'll target the 708.12 area. So me personally, I'm taking we're taking safer targets. This is going short again here. There's Myrna still pushing here, guys. AMD is going to be long. We're going to target that high today again. We didn't want to go short.
What do you think Tesla's short now, Jerry?
Yeah, the only thing is it's going right back to that chop. It's only the scary part. Trying to clean break of that pivot, pivot high. AMD is long here, guys. Target 122.50. Roku's 2-2 back up. Roku's got some incredible resistance at 421.88, and it's kind of late to get in this thing right here. It's only 70 cents away. Tesla, yeah, it's safer to wait on Tesla now. And I got stopped out here. My entry was correct up here. I got stopped out though, and that's just part of it. Price expanded. See, it cleanly expanded right here. There's a pivot. Price expanded through there, and that was the first sign of weakness. It's this wick right here. Put it back down. And each target's going to be the wicks in the body. Volume's decreasing a little bit. BA. But it's trying to go short here. And the target on BH still is this 226 range. And ultimately pivot low 225. All right, let's look at Roku. We might take that one short. It rejected off the pivot at 15. So it's in a channel, pretty consistent channel here. So you can't trade the channel if you know what the hell you're doing. All right. So here's the channel here, this area here. So it's rejected a bunch of times. That channel is from here. Actually goes from here to here. So if we get rejection off of that, clear rejection, I'll take it back down. It needs a lot of strength. A lot of strength for Roku to break through this area right here. Because This is all chopped right here. All compound inside bar. And it needs a lot of strength to get through this area. Right here. This would be a flat top break if we see increased volume on it. Volume increase on this candle here. We are 8 minutes into this candle here. We still got time to increase. But you see it's touched it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. If the candle wicks comes up here and rejects and it starts to wick back down, we can take it short, target this body, body wick, and then ultimately we're going to target the pivot low. So we want to see price expansion here, and then we'll take it as it comes back down, and we'll target the bottom of the channel. And to take it, you know, your safer entries are always when it breaks these pivots. This pivot extends to here, so you wouldn't necessarily want to take it on the break of this pivot here, even though that's going to be the first target. We short it. Your safer entries when it breaks this pivot here. If you enter short here, even though it's a signal to go short, your target's only here. So it's safer to break this target. And even a better entry, guys, is say price breaks this and you get a retest and a push up. You can take it when it crosses the high for the dip, for a pullback to it. Right? Or some kind of pullback. So if it breaks it and then pulls back, it's a strong trend. It won't even come close to retesting and keep going. And the same thing's true for the downside. So price breaks the downside, you get a pullback and it goes short. And sometimes on some time frames, you'll see price push down $4, $5, $6. You'll catch a 2-2 back up, right? You can catch the reversal back to the upside here. Your target's going to be the pivot low. And the reason being, price can shoot straight through it, or it can touch it and come all the way back down. And if you get a signal that it's retesting this right here and come back down, you can take and short it in this area here and target here. So it's all the way up. And everything in here is consolidation. Zoom, zoom, zoom. A lot of volume. It's a measurement candle right here on the 15. It is 88 by 92. It's $4. So 396 is a short-term target on Zoom. 396. Yeah, so I like. There's a measure move on the 60, 30, and the 15. I like taking the measure moves on the lower time frames, but it's more realistic that it hits target on those. And a measure move candle is a candle that's larger than average with little to no wicks at all. And the thing that makes Zoom beautiful is this 212 continuation measured move. And let me tell you the measure move on this thing. It's 377. 387 is $10. So the measure move target is ultimately and really 397. And 397 gets us right to the pivot. Thanks, Rattle. These measure moves are very powerful. And if you're not good at the measure moves, I suggest that you go back in time and look for candles that's larger than average, measure them, and see if the target was met. And the more you practice finding those, the more confidence it builds. So when you see them in real time, then you can be confident where price is going.
Yeah, Jerry, question about that. So let's say that big, the first two bar we see on the 30 for Zoom, the first one on the left.
Over here?
Yeah, yep, you just highlighted it. I think. Yeah, let's say that didn't have an upper wick on it.
Yeah.
That would that qualify as one of those?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now they can have a small wick on them, but your best ones are going to have little to no wicks at all. But yeah, that'd be a measure move right there.
And then let's say it can still consolidate sideways, then you would expect the next two bar to be the same size as this first two?
No. So with a measure move, you gotta include time. So we're not looking for the exact candle, we're just looking for the move from, so it's measured from the body. I measure body to body because it's more conservative, it's more realistic. A lot of times they'll go from high to low and they'll make that move exactly usually and then pull back. But I measure from open to close, and say that's a $10 move right here. Then I measure from the top of the body and I add the price to that, so it'd be 393. And that area is going to be your target, 393. You know what I'm saying? It could take time to get there. So you got to include time with that. Sometimes it happens quickly, sometimes it could take part of the day. But you're not looking for a candle that size. It just happens to be a candle close to it here. But it could take 20 candles to get the $10, or it could take one. But you got to include time and you got to include time in the measurement.
Thanks.
Welcome. There's really no calculation on how long it will take to get the target. Sometimes it can happen rapidly. Sometimes it can take all day. There's really no telling. There's really no telling on how long it takes for move to get the target. There's really no telling. Sometimes it happens rapidly. Sometimes it would take, half a day or all day. This is breaking here to the upside.
Jerry, could you take a look at Hood, Hood?
Yeah. Yeah, just starting to curl back up here. 2-1-1-2 break the upside. The PMG up to around 69. There's not much info on this higher time frame because it's just brand new. Pretty good pullback on it though. Let's take a look at the lower time frame. It is starting to curl back up here. So let's look at volume. Volume's kind of stepping in, it's still below average. Let's curl back up. Let's see the strongest resistance is at. It really needs to break 65.20, 65.30 to go long. Break 65.30, first target's gonna be 68. This damn thing moved in it. Be careful, it's a lot of resistance right here. Right there, right there. Well, it's making higher highs and higher lows. It's throwing a long signal right now. See what's that. So it's throwing a long signal. Volume's increasing, so it's throwing long. First target's going to be $68. Just be careful though. It pulled back pretty hard right here. That's a big old wick. But it's staying long. So long right this second. So it's long. Keep a tight stop on it. First target's going to be 68. Next target 70. Next target 76. 77. 85. It's pushing here. Got a pretty good jump on volume too. It's a nice one. I keep a pretty tight leash on it though. VIX breaks a low today to push a lot of these stickers out. Bitcoin's moving. Bitcoin expanded 4 hour coming back through range. You can see 42.5. Oh, it's got a moment here on the weekly. 42,661 is target on this time. Anybody likes Bitcoin? Zoom's consolidating sideways here, trying to break back to the upside. Again, target's right there on the pivot, 60. Sit around top pivot.
Man, Hood really got me considering commons.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Wait till it breaks back above again now.
Oh, I'm gonna wait till tomorrow likely, but I don't know any other
bunch of Hood
trading platforms that are publicly traded.
Yeah. Look at AMD. So dirty. Tell you what, if it rolls over here and makes a lower high, we're in trouble. That's all I can say. All right, guys, I'm going to call it here. Market's kind of choppy. There's still some good tickers. Keep an eye on Zoom. It's getting really close to target here. AMD, I still think it's not. But I'll catch you on the morning, and we'll do it again.
All right, thanks, guys. I'll catch you tomorrow too.
Y'all have a good day. I'm gonna leave the room open in case y'all want to talk to each other or have questions or want to conversate.
Thanks, Jerry.
Thanks, Jerry.
You're very welcome,
Thank you, Jerry.
guys. Have a good day.